But that's okay, because we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fucking show. These are my friends, and we're gonna play some Zweihander tonight. I don't know.
You say friends, but we'll see how it ends.
We'll see how it ends. Yeah.
Remember,
Listen,
Chuck, Bert's gonna DM for you tomorrow night, so you gotta go.
okay, Bert, you start with 7 fortune points. Adam, thank you for that sub. That's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna play some Zweihander. I've been working on this little adventure for a while, and this morning, in a fit of, I don't know, like I explained to the players earlier, like I got up early to start working on this. I'm like, I'm gonna go as far as I can. What I don't get finished today, I'll finish tomorrow. But like, I had like a mini creative stroke, and I just fucking hammered it all out. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the thing. We're doing the thing. Oh, we got a thing. I don't know. Did I add that thing?
He's still having a stroke, if you guys are wondering.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Bear with us. Yeah.
Let's do some character introductions while I add my alert box thing, because that's what's got me fucked up. I heard the chime, but I didn't see the thing. There's the alert box. Okay. Good enough. I don't know. I'm Chuck. You all know me. Hey, Oak, Dan, Adam, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to do character introductions. So tell me who you are and then who you are playing. Order of the overlay, which means Irene, you're my first victim. Who the fuck are you and who are you playing?
Hey, I'm Irene Bloodrose, and I'm playing tonight Judy Trudy, a ogre, outrider, in fact. She's looking for her horse named Moody. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Judy Moody. Wasn't that a book series?
It might have been. I don't remember.
Okay.
I just pulled this name out of the top of my head because it rhymed and it sounded fun.
Okay, I'm pretty sure Judy Moody is a book series. Yeah.
That's neat, though.
Very cool. All right, Bert, what do you got?
Hey, I'm Bert, and I'm playing Yolo, Mr. Yolo, Hans Yolo. I'm a smuggler of some renown, which is bad for a smuggler to be in renown.
Yeah, it is. All right, swinging us down to the bottom row. We got a new face to the channel. Who the fuck is this? John, who are you? How did you get here, and who are you playing?
I was looking for the clinic to get my things tested, but I got lost. No, my name's John. I hang out. I lurk in the Defenders of Cobalt Discord. I also run a little Savage Rifts on another channel, like once a month. And there was a call for players, so I went, hell yeah, I got nothing else going on. So here I am.
Nice. I like that. That's a very common thing among my games. Like, well, I've got nothing better to do, so I guess so.
I keep my life quiet.
There you go.
It's easier that way.
Yeah, it is.
And tonight I'm playing Thudmid Mudgut, a dwarven pugilist. And he's got a little bit of a bad ticker, so we'll see how long he lasts.
Not long.
Yeah.
Not long. That's okay, though. We've got plenty of backup characters. Steven! Who are you?
It feels good to be back on the DOK channel during my old time slot. You know, go check out Darkest House on YouTube, guys, if you haven't yet. I am Steven. I am playing. I completely just. Bert said his name, and I just spit out my name right after. I am Sans Holo, the human barber surgeon. Bit of a cynic, you know. He's seen it all. He's cut all the hair. He's cut all the appendages. Nothing will faze him.
Nothing will faze him. Not at all. Very nice. And last but not least, my estranged daughter. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm April. I have never actually played Zweihander before, so this will be fun. I am playing Evelyn the Highwayman. You have to say it like that so that it kind of rhymes.
Evelyn the Highwayman.
Yeah,
okay,
she's
I
a
kind
human.
of see it. Yeah, it's got a little flow to
Yeah,
it.
right?
Evelyn the Highwayman.
Evelyn the Highwayman. Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, you all individually were traveling. You each got a letter from your dying grandmother saying, hey, I'm sick as shit and dying. You should all come visit me, or you should come visit me before I kick the bucket. Little did you know that Grandma Purdy had 87 ex-husbands. And on the road there, it was like a mini family reunion as you all connected and realized through small talk that you're all actually like cousins of some form, distant cousins, second, third, fourths, who the fuck knows. But this motley crew is actually related, and you're all traveling to the small village of Annesbach to visit your dying grandmother. Traveling, it's been smooth sailing so far. You know, it's early into fall, so the weather's temperate, you know, nice. Don't need a jacket kind of weather. Leaves changing a little bit, not a whole lot. But yeah, you've been going. It's been good. You've been making friends maybe with some of your new relatives that you discovered on the road. But we're going to skip all that shit and cut right to the meat of this adventure that I finished writing this morning. You all arrived. Now, Annesbach, it's a small, remote village, a hamlet, actually. It's too small to be considered a village properly. Out in a very remote kind of forest, off on its own. Really, its main... It really kind of pulls its living from living out of the forest, either through hunting with like pelts, meats, trappings. Not a lot of farming goes there, but you know, there's enough bounty in this forest that this small hamlet's able to make its living. Hang on, my youngest is running through the room. Okay, he's just going to the bathroom. False alarm, everyone. We can keep playing. So yeah, we're just gonna skip on down.
It could still be an emergency of a different sort.
I mean,
is
the
not.
house is still on fire. But
It is not an
Chuck,
emergency
yeah.
I need to attend to. That's what counts.
Chuck just casually looks. The child isn't on fire. Not his problem.
Not his problem. Ain't bleeding. Ain't covered in piss or shit. I don't care. Like, listen, kid, you're all right.
that's barely a Saturday night.
Barely, right?
Kids these days, they're so soft.
Speaking of kids these
They're
days,
not burning alive every weekend.
you all roll into Annesbach. Probably none of you have actually been here before. Mama Purdy was, distant, kind of a recluse, but she, there's a story, there's rumors that back in her, well, give or take youth, that she kind of went out adventuring here and there, maybe had some coin to her name. You're muted, Bert.
To not put a fine point on it, we're all related. I'm a gnome. We have an ogre. We have.
I'm
a
human.
dwarf.
Listen, Mama Purdy was always on the search for her next ex-husband, no matter who that might be. So yeah, you all enter the little hamlet of Annesbach. Usually in little hamlets like this, there's always guards, always someone running out to meet any strange travelers, any visitors that aren't expected. But as you kind of move into town, you're not greeted by anyone. In fact, you kind of look around. You see like a kid here or there running around. Hang on, my youngest is coming. I wasn't talking about you. Okay, he's gone. But yeah, you don't see anyone coming to greet you. You don't see anyone out on the street doing business. Just maybe a kid here or there playing ball.
Probably also a cousin.
Until you're kind of moving through town and you see 3 kids. Oldest one maybe 9 or 10. All of them in very large oversized, kind of like almost armor. Each one of them holding a spear. The youngest of these three is maybe like 3. And it looks like he's carrying like a broken spear, maybe split in the middle of it, so that way it fits him a little bit. And they all march up to the 5 of you, and the oldest one, he stops you. He's like, "Halt! Who goes there?" In a small child's voice.
I'm San Solo.
San Solo.
Are you the town guard?
We are the town's guards. Yes, we are. We've got spears and we've got helmets and we've got armor. And you better listen to us, because April was so mad at this. She fucking quit. She said, "Yeet this
that
shit."
was a bad intro. She was like,
what the
"Enough of
fuck?
this."
I'm gonna fucking ping April on Discord. Like, April, what the fuck?
She was like, "It's never too late to set boundaries."
I don't even know what.
Her X card was Children Guards, man. You should have read it.
Yeah. Hang on. April's typing back. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to duplicate this scene and rearrange for the number of players we currently have. I'm going to guess that April just hates kids. That's got to be the real answer.
Well, then she should have hung around, because no doubt we're going to end up pitchforking these.
You know, Bert.
It's the long history of what happens to small children around DOK games.
Because the first question is going to be, are you orphans?
Okay. And we hit this button. And good enough. If April is able to return. We can just easily transition back. Okay, we're here. We're back. I've got the overlay fixed. We're all here. Yeah, these 3 young kids. Yeah, we're the town's guard. Like, you gotta tell us what you're doing here and stuff.
Wait, you're the town guards?
Yeah.
Tell me, boy. And I say boy, but I'm his height.
Of course. Yeah.
How many men have you killed?
I haven't killed anyone. I have. There was this old man's house outside of town. This old man, his name is Old Man Fanger, and he's weird. He's up to strange stuff. So like, I've thrown rocks at his house though, if that counts.
Okay, kid. We weren't asking for like elderly abuse. That's a whole different subject. Obviously, they're very threatening. I look over to Hans. Maybe we should just tell them that we're passing through to visit our dying grandmother.
Mama Purdy, we're here for the funeral.
The youngest of them, maybe like 3, is wearing this oversized armor, and as you're telling him, like, you can see he's struggling against the armor. He just falls back on the ground just under the weight of it. But as you say, you're here to visit. Oh, well, you already missed it. She's dead. And there's no funerals. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
I'll walk up to help the kid, like, get righted again. Get him out of the mud.
Is this a new thing? Did I not get a memo? Are we just done with funerals now? Is this...
Oh, well, no, there's, ever since all the adults went away, there's no old people, so no one dies anymore, so we don't have to worry about it. Even Mama Purdy, she was my great-great-grandmother.
Oh, yours too.
Wait, are you saying you cannot die, or simply because you're young, you don't think you're going to die?
Well, it's because we're young.
We can prove this out.
No, only old people die. That's the rules.
Did they die or just disappear?
You didn't kill all the old people, did you?
I didn't know. Well, Dagna, she says that something bad happened, but I think
Throwing rocks at people can kill them. I just want to clarify. Like, if you throw a rock at someone and it
I
hit
just
them in
threw
the
it
head,
at his house. I threw it at his house. No. Dagna says that something bad happened to all the grown-ups, but I think they all just had a good party one night after we were all in bed, and they got really drunk, and they wandered out in the forest, and they're all lost. They'll be back any day now.
How long have they been gone?
I don't know, like 2 weeks.
but Grandma Purdy, she was dying. I don't think she could have gone out to the forest for a party.
No, even when Grandma Purdy was dying, she was still up and about. Listen,
is there
it was a walking
anyone
walking
in
illness.
charge?
well, we're the town's guards, and I am Ritter. So maybe I'm in charge. But Dagna says she's in charge too. She runs the Rusty Spoon. Now,
Look, Ritter.
What's the
Ritter,
Rusty
that's
Spoon?
your name, Ritter.
Ritter.
You're a god. You're a peon. You're a fool. You're nothing. Who is above you?
that's rude. I guess Dagna, but only because she's older. Listen, I guess Dagna. She run, yeah. And you asked what the Rusty Spoon. It was a place where the grown-ups went and drank in night, and then sometimes they would stay the night there. We only
The
went there.
kids aren't drinking there, right?
I'm not old enough to drink.
And Dagna, she's not old enough to drink either, right?
No, she's not old enough to drink either. In fact, no one in town's old enough to drink anymore. But you all look old. So you probably are old enough to drink.
Yeah.
I'll kind of whisper over my shoulder. Sounds like there might be some free booze.
Yeah. Or at least extra. We'll have to fix that.
Oh, there was always free booze in Mama Purdy's shows. I expected.
I liked her cookies more.
Rum raisin.
And that washboard that you kept playing as if it was some instant. Oh.
Rum raisin. It was a good sugar rush and it got you drunk at the same time.
Yeah. Anyway,
Let's into town.
so yeah, if you're going to be in our town, you all got to behave yourselves. Like no trouble, okay? Or we're going to come get you.
Cross my heart, hope to die.
Certainly.
Okay. Well, if you want to talk to Dagna, she lives over, the Rusty Spoon's over that way, and she this kid points off up the main road. You can see there's a square and a large, 2-story building with smoke coming out. You're guessing that's the Rusty Spoon.
Could you also point us towards Grandma Purdy's house as well?
Oh, yeah. If you go up the main road here, like you were going to the Rusty Spoon, but then you take the second left and the third right, and then the next left after that, you'll take it to her house.
I don't know how to write. Do you know how to write? Could you write that down?
I don't know my
You
letters.
must not have been a favorite nephew, son, whatever you were to Mama. I mean, I was raised in that house for a while. You don't remember?
I only saw her once when I was 7 and I got drunk on those rum raisin cookies.
Oh,
never
and
met this
kid,
woman.
I turned to the guard.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you a valuable lesson about
Okay.
guarding. I pull out some candy. This is what's called a bribe.
Oh.
I'm going to give you this candy, and then sometime later, I'll ask for a favor.
Okay, sure. We like candy. Yeah, and the 3 boys, they all snatch the candy out of your hand. Thanks, misters, as they all run off.
You're never too young to learn.
Do you have any more candy?
You're never too old to learn either.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a piece if you have one.
It's fair. Did you bring enough for everyone? That's the question.
I'll
I
soon
didn't
find out it's
intend to have
drug.
the bribe child gods. I have some for contingency, but
What kind of
Candy
contingency?
I was thinking the same thing. All right. Well, do we want to go
have to
see
kill it by
Grandma's
a
house, or
benefit,
do we
see.
want to go to what was it, Rusty Spoon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we should go to the Rusty Spoon. Partly because I would like a drink, and also it sounds like all the adults have gone missing, and that seems odd. And I certainly don't want to be stuck being a surrogate parent or something.
do any of you do the the magical thing.
No.
No.
Nope, no witchcraft here.
Okay. Yeah, you all head off, heading towards the Rusty Spoon. It's a small town. Doesn't take a long walk. The village square, the center of the village is built around like kind of the well that's in town. Move past that. As you're going along, like I said, you see like the occasional kid running by playing, not a big deal. They ignore you. Maybe a couple stop and stare at you. But eventually you come across a young girl standing in the middle of the road. She's got a ball in her hand, standard kids ball, just standing there, not moving, maybe rocking just a little bit. And as you're kind of walking by her, you hear her like muttering gently. It's so soft you can't make it out, and it doesn't necessarily sound like it's words. But she's not in your way necessarily, just standing there, just vacantly staring at like the wall of a nearby house.
Little girl, are you okay?
Just stands there holding her ball.
Hans, do you have any more candy for...
Child.
I'm just like, walking.
I just slowly see if I can take the ball from her hand.
As soon as you touch that ball and like start to move it, she snaps to, and runs off, like throwing the ball ahead and kicking it as she runs.
Well, that was odd.
Why don't you all roll me a resolve test?
I'm going to need that
Yay.
drink now.
This is going to be a easy resolve test.
All right, I am not familiar with this sheet. Where is resolve?
Let me see. I'm not familiar with the sheet either.
It should be under willpower, just below interrogation.
So yeah, let's see, character sheet.
You got to change the difficulty at the top of the skill list first, though.
Yeah.
There's a difficulty rating chart that goes left and right, and then the skills go up and down. And
So what
resolve
is
is
it?
willpower.
So yeah, this will be an easy resolve test. Let's see, Steven, resolve. You rolled a 94, and you were shooting for 65. Do you want to use a fortune point to re-roll that?
It's kind of early.
Okay, that's fine.
So I feel like I'd be giving you misfortune, but
You would.
fuck it, let's do it. I'll
Okay.
re-roll it.
All right, so I'm going to delete a fortune point. And I need to switch.
What's the worst that can happen, right, guys?
Yeah. Fine.
Ooh, matching and 33.
That is a critical success.
Yeah, I remember matching being important the last time I played.
You know what? I'm going to say that I need to go back to this layer. I'm going to go ahead and say that since you got a critical success, I'm going to go and throw another fortune point out there. Let's see. Bert, everyone. Oh shit, Bert critically succeeded too. I've already set the precedent. So yeah, those of you that passed, this was for stress. This very odd kind of moment, like, what the fuck? But she just, as soon as like that touch and like the little bit of movement is given, she just snaps to and runs off like nothing happened, just playing in the street, throwing her ball around. Anything y'all want to do, or continue on to the Rusty Spoon?
I need that drink now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. Yeah, I gotta admit, she almost freaked me out right there, but I'm okay.
It's good.
Children are always just the creepiest.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're pretty cute, usually.
I mean, they're good for the rating from my wardrobe, but
Interesting admission there.
Yeah, so y'all keep
how hard
moving.
it is to fit the frame.
Yeah, you all make it to the Rusty Spoon. Definitely a tavern inn by the looks of it. see smoke coming out. You can see see smoke coming out. As you move up, you can hear, like, you know, there's voices and shit. There's something going on inside. As you open the door and you move in, you can see it's just filled with kids. The oldest of them looks to be like 14, maybe 15, moving around, tending to other kids here and there, breaking up fights, until eventually she looks up and she sees you. You can see there's a temporary moment of shock on her face. And then she kind of snaps you like, welcome to the Rusty Spoon. We have food ready to go, or if you'd like a drink, we can definitely take it. If you're looking to stay for the night, we have plenty of rooms available.
Are you Dagna?
Oh, yes, I am Dagna.
Sorry, Hans, what were you saying?
I had nightmares that start this way.
Yeah.
Teenager asking you, how are you doing?
No, I think he was surrounded by his own illegitimate children.
Oh, yeah, I can see where that would be quite fearsome.
Dagna, what are all these kids doing here?
Well, since all of the adults went missing, people are pretty scared. All the kids are pretty scared. So a lot of them are staying here now with me. That way, you know, they feel safer at night.
Who's doing the cooking? It seems like this is a lot of work here. Kids shouldn't be handling like hot ovens and things like that.
Well, it's me and my sister, Giselle.
I tell you what, we all would like drinks. We're parched. And to not be intrusive, if you would look behind the bar, they usually hide the worst stuff.
Oh, I know where the booze is.
No, look for the stuff that's hidden. It's always the worst. We'll take that.
Okay.
You haven't been drinking the booze, have you?
No, no one here is old enough to drink. I do not serve any of them. I do not drink it. No, we do not.
I'm glad everyone here had good parents.
Yeah, we do not drink booze. No, it's against the rules. Let me go look. Are you all perhaps staying in town overnight tonight?
We were thinking so, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to just see Grandma and go, but if we have to stay...
Oh. Well, I mean, if you don't have somewhere to stay... Hey there, John. Because we got a John here in the channel. The other John. Thank you for those bits. That is a fortune point for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, what a jerk.
Thanks for helping a poor GM out. If you're all looking somewhere to stay, I'd be willing to put you up for free tonight. We've got plenty of rooms upstairs. None of the kids stay up there. But it would really help them out if they, there was, adults in the building. It would help them feel safer at night.
Well, the price is
such
right.
fine gods.
What was that?
I'll stay here.
Okay. Oh, listen, just go upstairs. There's no one else upstairs, so just pick whatever room you want. It's yours for the night.
Chuck, what time of day is it?
Right now we're gonna go midday.
Okay, well, that's a very generous offer. It's a good price. I would say that it's like, mingle a bit around town. Let's explore, and we'll come back to that. We'll circle around to that. Let's put a pin in it.
Okay. Well, you there, you wanted me to look for something like hidden behind the bar?
Yes. We wouldn't want to take your best. They always hide the worst.
Yeah, she's going to go back there and start digging around behind the bar for a few minutes. And eventually she comes up with this bottle covered in dust, this dark brown. And she pours you a glass. Let me have you go ahead and roll a toughness test.
Okay.
That means it's the good stuff.
Now I'm going to give this to you for free. But you got to promise you're all going to stay here tonight. That way the other kids feel safer.
That was the plan. When did the other adults leave?
Oh, it's been like a month.
Oh,
I'd say
that
pretty
long.
long time.
Yeah.
How do you still have food?
Well, we were pretty well stocked, and then also the Lang sisters of the general store, Bert, you're going to take 3 points of physical peril for that.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, if it doesn't clear
it's
your
worth it.
threshold, you're fine.
So how do I figure that? So my peril threshold is 8.
Yeah, it does not clear. So if I were to roll peril and if it were to hit 9 or above, then it would affect you. If it's 8 or less, doesn't do shit to you.
So yeah, it's the good stuff.
Yeah, it's the good stuff.
Leave the bottom.
Okay, just as long as you're all staying here. But yeah, they all disappeared like a month ago. I forgot someone was asking a question. What was it?
Not necessarily a question. If they disappeared a month ago, you still have food. That's commendable of you. You've done a great job running this place. Us, and I gesture to the whole group, we cannot raise you. So tomorrow morning, I think we should all take you somewhere where you could be raised, with adults. And then when your parents come back out of the forest, they'll come get you. So maybe like tonight you all start packing. You get a couple bags together, you get some snacks for the road.
Let me show you all up to your rooms upstairs so we can maybe talk in private for a minute.
That's a good idea.
I don't think deflecting is a good idea, but sure, we can keep talking as we walk.
Okay.
And at that, Judy's going to just sort of nudge him and say she's not deflecting. She just doesn't want to talk about it in front of the kids. The younger kids.
She is a kid.
She's 15.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She shows you upstairs, and there's like 5 or 6 rooms, all with decent sized beds. Like you all can each take your own room. But let's all go in this one to talk for a minute as she points you to one, just a random room. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Because the adults, I know that's what what Ritter and his brothers have been saying, that they've been drinking and just got lost in the forest. I think they're all dead.
That would probably be a safe bet. I just got here. I don't know the details.
Okay.
That would be a safe bet.
Oh, snap. Adam, thank you for those.
Hey.
We're going to go ahead and split that up. So, I guess, Adam, how do you want to do that? Do you want to do 1 misfortune and 1 fortune, or all fortune? What do you want to do with that, Adam?
I think he meant all fortune.
We'll see.
He would have done 300 if it was misfortune.
He could throw you a point and me a point. Maybe, I don't know. But she's like, yeah, I think that's a great idea. We don't actually have a lot to pack. Most of the kids who have anything, they've already moved in here, so it's easy to go. But yeah, I'm pretty sure all the adults are dead.
Can you tell me, what happened? Where did they just all disappear one day? Did they wander off in groups? What happened?
Just one morning, they were all gone. But it's kind of scary and gross. But when we started looking around, there was a lot of places that had like blood and stuff all over it, and
Okay, as she's
Very
talking,
good sign.
I want to just be paying a lot of attention to see if she's like deflecting or holding something back or just outright lying.
Yeah, so there's a test we can do for that. Judy, I'm opening your character sheet, so I'm sorry if that switches what page you're on. Also,
no, it should be on the right page for skills, right?
yeah, also I'm turning off that giant red banner up top, because that's annoying.
Oh, thank you.
That's a
forgot to do
willpower test. Go ahead and give me a... No, I'm sorry, that's a fellowship. Give me a rumor test there, Bert. We're going to go with that because I don't know what would fit better. Do you want to use a fortune point to re-roll that? You're muted.
I think this is important, so yeah.
Okay.
So just re-roll it.
Yeah, just re-roll it. You got to take whatever the second one is. Oh, 4. Yeah, you knock it out of the park. She is being very sincere. You're watching her face, her mannerisms, where her eye movement is at. No signs of deceit are on her. There's blood in a lot of their bedrooms. I think something bad happened, but I don't remember hearing anything from the night. That morning we woke up, and neither do any of the other kids. I think it's got something to do with Old Man Fanger. Because
Old man, who is that?
he's an old man who lives in the woods outside of town in a little shack. Sometimes at night, like I can look through the window, I can see him moving around on the streets. I think he had something to do with it. There was always he was always kind of weird and kind of out there. But I think he got.
Do you have any real reason to suspect him other than he's kind of creepy?
He's creepy, and he's the only adult that's left.
That's kind of a good reason.
All the other adults before they disappeared always said, avoid him and don't talk to him.
So if I was looking at like an overhead map of Annesbach, like a bird's eye view, like where would Old Man Fanger be in town?
He lived like a ways outside of town. I don't know where he lives, but if you go talk to the Yeager brothers, they're running around pretending to be the town's guard.
Yeah.
We met them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They were feisty.
Yeah, initially they were running around with swords, and I took those away, and then they got spears. I don't know where they got them from, but I'm probably going to take those away too. But
Dagna, I've got to say, you've done a great job holding this place together.
I'm really trying. So if you all can take us somewhere safe, that would be amazing.
Yeah, first thing in the morning, make sure everyone's packed. We'll get you out of here.
Absolutely. I'll make sure I'll keep all the kids calm, and I'll get it taken care of.
That's great, because I hate the sound of crying.
Okay. But yeah, if you go talk to the Yeager brothers, they can probably either tell you where it's at, or they might even be able to take you there, because they like to brag that they throw rocks at Old Man Fanger's house.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
They may have mentioned that.
They're really proud of it.
Slight subject change.
Okay.
We saw a little girl. She was playing with a little ball. She seemed kind of spacey. Is she always spacey like that?
Sometimes I think it's just because maybe I'm not feeding the kids right. I'm trying my best.
What are you feeding the kids?
We've just got a bunch of dried food from what we had in the bar, and then also the Lang sisters gave me the key to the general store, and they had a bunch of dried foods there, and preserved like pickled stuff and dried meats and stuff like that. But it's pretty common. They just kind of, they just, I don't know, like they just they stare off into the distance, and they're just gone until you like touch them. And then it's like nothing ever happened. Like they don't even remember. Like one time I found, looking up random kid's name, I found Gelsa. I don't know. I looked up actual like German names from the time period, and I don't know how to pronounce these.
You already said gazelle. Now you're doing Gelsa?
Adalgisa?
Adgisa?
Adalgisa. However you pronounce that.
Adalgsa? What?
Gisa.
Adalgisa. No, that's tough. I got to give you that one.
I don't know how to pronounce
why you picked that name. You could have picked another one.
I could have, but out of the options, that was the best. One of the best.
I'm not trying to give you shit on your own
No,
stream.
it's fine. It's fine. But she was doing that, and I'm just like, one day I'm just like, I want to see how long she does. And she did it from like sun up to sundown. And finally I felt bad for her. And then she just woke up and she didn't remember. She was like so angry and confused that it was night all of a sudden.
But she's not the only one that does that. You said
No.
It's some of the kids.
A lot of them.
I'll look back at the group. Must be scurvy.
Could be.
I was thinking ergot in the wheat.
Well, you know, I'm
don't know
a barber
about that.
surgeon, so trust me, it's scurvy.
I have a bow to your expertise, but perhaps we should find this remaining adult, yes?
Yeah, we should.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the kids are gonna
keep
have to
doing
pack
a
overnight
fantastic
anyways.
job, and we'll be back shortly. We promised we will be back for the night.
Sure.
I do want to do one more look. I'm going to look really closely at Hans and really closely at Dagna and see how similar they look.
Well, I'm going to make you give me a test here. I'm going to go call it a standard awareness, standard scrutinize test.
I am rolling so high tonight.
You don't see a lot of similarities.
Oh, no.
Oh, so tempted to use a fortune point, but it's
You
frivolous, so I
are
won't.
more than welcome to.
No, I'll pass.
Okay. Yeah, she's like, if you're looking for the Yeager brothers, you know, Ritter's the oldest, the guards, they like to hang out by the main town entrance, probably where you met them the first time. You can go find them there. Yeah.
Want to go check out Mama Purdy's place first before we go check out this
Sure.
this old guy's place?
Sure.
Actually, ask Dagna if Mama Purdy died before everyone went missing, or did she just go missing as well?
No, she went missing with all the other grown-ups. You know, she
We
was
could save her.
here every night. You know, my dad, he always kept a special, a bunch of her favorite bottles on hand, and like she came in and she drank a bottle every night. I've still got a bunch of them if you want one.
For evidence, that'd be a good idea.
For evidence.
Yeah, she goes and she pulls out this clear bottle of alcohol from behind the bar, and it's just Everclear. She just sets it in front of you all.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bottle each, though, just so each
that's-
person has their own sample.
You all promised to stay the night here, right?
Absolutely.
Of course, we're staying the night.
She puts out 4 bottles on the counter.
It's just so that each one of us has a sample for evidence. That's
Yeah. No, listen. This I don't think it's safe here for us. Like, I don't let any of the other kids leave town or leave the building, leave the inn after sundown. I don't feel safe here. If
you might be onto something. I'm not sure it's safe for me. So that's something we need to think about tonight as well. I look at the rest of the.
So yeah.
Yeah, we should probably set a watch.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, you're getting us out of here. You can have whatever you want.
No, was there blood or signs of a struggle? Anything like?
Yeah.
Oh, there
yeah.
was.
Oh yeah.
What did that look like?
Should just go look.
So not all the kids wanted to come stay with us, but if you go look in some of the houses, in pretty much any house, you'll see like the grown-ups' bedrooms, like their sheets were all ripped up. There was blood everywhere. There was like blood on the floor, like they were dragged out. I think all of the adults were killed in one night.
But no bodies.
No.
I think we're looking at a cannibal situation.
Could be.
I like cannibals.
Okay, Dagna. unless anyone else has a question, I think you should go back and get everyone ready, get everyone packed, tell them it's their last night in town and that we're going to go to a nice, beautiful farm, just a couple villages over where they can all run free and be happy.
I'll start getting everyone ready, and I'll make sure they're calm. Also, hey, Dustin, thanks for showing up. We're playing some Zweihander tonight. A little adventure that I wrote. But yeah, I'll make sure that we're all ready to go. Like, first sunrise, we'll be good to go.
All right. I think we've got some things to check out.
Okay. You all leave the Rusty Spoon. You said you were going to go to Mama Purdy's house first.
Yeah.
She kind of lived on the edge of town. Definitely Hans, you're familiar. Excuse me. You're familiar with the town. So you're able to, those who aren't familiar, are able to lead kind of the way there. And actually, Mama Purdy's house, it's right past the stable in town. And as you're heading there, you can see that the stable itself, the main kind of, yard, the gates are standing wide open, but you see one lone horse standing in there, emaciated. And as you're kind of walking by, it's all just kind of staring at you with these kind of sad puppy dog horse eyes. But you can see Mama Purdy's house is just past it.
Judy is gonna walk up to the horse and check on the horse, make sure the horse is like is the horse just staring at us and just hasn't been fed, or what's going on with the horse?
As you move up to the horse, like it moves to you, like it's pressing against this wooden fence to try and kind of like move towards you. It moves up like it's trying to like nuzzle you. It seems like starved for affection. You can see its trough empty. It's watering thing. I don't know horse terms.
Watering trough.
Yeah. It's food thing empty. It's watering thing empty. And you can see as you move up to it, like you see bones, poking out through the skin. This thing is in terrible shape. The gate's open. It hasn't left, so maybe, it's just trained enough to know that it doesn't leave without its master, but it definitely, as you move up, it seems extremely friendly.
All right. Judy being a horse girl is gonna like reach out to like gently pet it on the nose. That's the word.
Yeah, it is about it. It leans into you. It's, the horse equivalent of a cat purring. It is dying for affection.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for some. Is there like any like feed around or anything like that?
So yeah, you can kind of see as if you kind of like lean over the fence, look into the stable area, kind of like the back area. You can see there's like the little supply shed, and as if you go in there and kind of open it up, oh snap! Hey, Diesel Shot, Lee, how's it going?
Hans will pull a carrot out of his coat.
Oh, it devours that carrot. But yeah, Thudman, as you open it up, you can see there's bags of like millets and stuff. And
when you have to bribe a horse.
Yeah, you load it up.
Hans just smuggles snacks. That's all he's
Not too
smuggling.
much. We don't
all
want it
he's
to get
smuggling.
sick right away, but yeah.
Yeah, you give it some food, it starts just woofing it down. Like, this thing is starved. Probably wildly dehydrated too. Like, definitely, Judy, being a horse girl, you would have some knowledge about this. Kind of like how, when animals are really dehydrated, their skin doesn't kind of snap back. And as you're moving along, like just the pressure of your hand, you can see ridges in the skin forming, showing like extreme dehydration.
Yeah, Judy's gonna like go empty her like canteen a little bit into that trough there, and she's gonna look at her family and go, "Can we go ask Dagna to come get some water for this horse, please?" And she's just sort of petting it.
Yeah, you put it's eating, you put the water in there, and it immediately breaks off and starts like what, you know, I'm like in this horse trough, like your little bit of water is just, it barely wets the bottom of it, but it immediately sucks up what's there, and it's just licking the bottom of this, trying to get moisture in it.
Yeah.
Is there a well nearby or anything?
You do remember seeing a well as you passed into town.
Okay. I'll actually head towards the well. I'll go get it. I'll go get a bucket of water or something.
Okay.
Or if they got one of those poles with the 2 buckets, whatever.
Okay. So Thudman, as you move towards the well, it's right in the middle of town, right there. You can see the crank, the winch is all the way up, and you can see the bucket dangling there. But as you move up to the well, immediately, like, you step over it and you just smell this, like, terrible stench just, like, coming up out of it.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna look down the well.
Give me... I'll give you some information, and then I'll ask for a test. Okay. Immediately looking down the well, it's dark. It's maybe, you know, the light of the day doesn't go down far enough that you can see whatever the water level is. But immediately looking around, you can see the interior wall of the well is just scored with these deep scratch marks all over. And these scratch marks, they're long too, like 2-3 feet long. And it's maybe like the top 6 feet. And then beyond that, like, the darkness kind of, you know, takes over and you can't really see that far down. But there's just this stench.
Let's see. Do I have like a lantern or something? I do have a lantern.
Okay. What do you want to do?
All right. I'm gonna light a lantern and kind of like put it on the bucket and try to lower the bucket down.
Oh, that is absolutely genius right there. You put it in the bucket, you lower it down. It goes down, and like, you're not seeing anything. You can see these scratch marks stop like maybe like 6 feet down, and then it's just your regular, you know, stone and mortar well. But as you finally get closer to the water, you know, this far down, the water, it just looks black, but that's just expected for water this deep in a well. But you see a lump floating in the water. You think like a log or something like that, but it's shaped in the form of like a 90-degree angle, and it's got this like really weird, like kind of pale white coloring to it.
Did anyone else come with me, or you all?
Did anyone else go with him to fetch water?
You know, Judy would have gone. Judy would have gone because she's very concerned about this horse.
Hans and Sans, what about you two?
I'm heading to Mama Purdys.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, if we're splitting the party, I'll keep it even. I'd go with Hans.
Okay.
I won't go in yet, but I want to get the impression of the outside. Look like if anyone broke in, you know, just do that while they're
Okay.
at the well.
So we're gonna put a pause, a timeout on the well, and we're gonna go to Mama Purdy's. Well, like I said, you could see Mama Purdy's house from the stable, so you just move on over there, and the door's hanging open.
Not a good sign.
Now, I'll give you this bit of information. As you're kind of moving through, you didn't really see any closed doors on any of the other houses in town. But as you kind of move up to Mama Purdy's house, immediately, like, the door hanging open sets you off. So you kind of, I'll give it to you, you kind of inspect the frame area, and you can see where the latch would be from the knob that turns. It's splintered out on the back of the frame, like something forced this open.
I don't know if it matters, but I do want it to be known that Sans is behind Hans.
Okay, so Hans, that's what you see.
All right. Well, Hans will load his crossbow.
Yeah. Hans, you load the crossbow. You move in with Sans right behind you. You're very familiar with
generous distance behind.
a generous distance behind you, Hans. You move in. Mama Purdy's house, sure thing. Everything's in order. Everything's covered in dust, which isn't, you know, Mama Purdy wasn't big on housekeeping. That's what she had husbands for. But you kind of move through. You find her room, and just like, you know, you remember as a kid, there's all these empty liquor bottles kind of like just strewn about on the floor. You see Mama's Purdys, you know, her washboard, her classic instrument hanging off a peg on the wall where she always left it. But looking at the bed, the sheets are torn, soaked, stained in this brown, dried blood. And you can see that there's these marks on the floor like something happened to her in her sleep. And then she was dragged out of bed. But it stops just shortly after she after it leaves her room.
Does
I
it look
smell
like
sorcery.
animals?
Do you want to look to see if it could possibly be an animal?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be investigating. I wouldn't really believe animal, but I'm just like trying to rationalize it in my head.
Standard investigation test.
While he's doing that, knowing Mama Purdy, I checked the mattress to see if she was able to get to her weapon.
No, her blunderbuss is still under the mattress, up by the head where she always kept it, still loaded.
I don't see investigation.
Let me double check. I might be telling
You
you.
mean scrutinize or
That
awareness?
is scrutinize is what I want.
I'm rolling bad tonight. Yeah, critical failure. I'll use a reroll.
Okay. You can't re-roll a critical fail.
You're positive it was
Never
a raccoon.
mind.
A raccoon did it all.
So not only do
I
you
lied.
fail,
I won't do that.
you're.
I could have had a critical success after too if you
Wait,
didn't.
no. You have to roll under, man. That is a critical success.
No, I did the critical failure first, and then I re-rolled
Oh, you
before you
rolled
told me
a-
I could have. I already clicked re-roll before you're like you
Oh,
couldn't re-roll critical
that
failure.
is
So yeah,
Beautiful. You take 2 points of
Yeah,
mental
yeah.
peril, so it doesn't do
from that
anything
one to
to
that
you.
20.
Yeah, it freaks you out. You're not able to make out any sense of it. The bed sheets are in tatters. You see a bit of what you imagine was like Mama Purdy's like sleeping gown, which that's what freaks you out because you don't imagine Mama Purdy's the kind to wear a sleeping gown and then knowing that you're touching Mama Purdy's, undergarments really fucking psychs you out. But 2 mental peril, it doesn't do anything to you.
For the sheet, 2 mental peril. Does that mean I move up 2
No.
ranks of peril?
No, on your, which character are you again? Let's take a look.
I am Sans Holo.
Sans Holo. So your mental peril, let me get the character sheet. Your peril threshold, your first number is 6.
Correct.
So I would have to roll a 7 or better for you to move down that rank. Anything 6 or less doesn't do anything to you.
Okay.
So yeah, you're.
I'm freaked out. I'm on edge, but I'm fine.
But I mean, other than the bedding being torn up and the blood streak, you're not able to kind of discern anything from it.
I think Grandma Purdy might be dead, and I won't be able to have her rum raisin cookies anymore.
Muted, Bert.
Those ones raisins.
I've had enough reality shattering events. We don't need to talk about that right now. Just looking
What were
around.
they?
Yeah, if I can't investigate anything else, I wouldn't really know what to look for, but I would be like trying to figure it out, just trying to rationalize something in my head, like making a narrative about wolves attacking or
Look up, like directly up from where the marks on the ground end. Is there anything odd about the roof?
No. I will say investigating, looking at the ceiling, you can see above her bed, there's blood spray up there.
Oh,
But you don't see any scoring, any kind of anything. on the roof.
I don't think there's a chance of us saving Grandma Purdy. Are there any rum raisin cookies left around?
Let's see.
Telling you, that's a rat
That was the
card.
cookies.
Does the place look like it's been ransacked?
No, it doesn't. Other than this Mama Purdy's bed and the blood, everything looks fine. Sans, go and give me an awareness test.
Standard.
Yeah.
I've been rolling like shit, so... Oh, crit!
You find in Mama Purdy's cookie jar in her kitchen this clay pot, heavy lid. It's in the shape. You didn't understand what the shape was when you were a child, but now as an adult, you definitely know what this large phallic. Yeah. So you lift the head off, and it has 4 of Grandma Purdy's cookies still in there. They're
as
like a month old.
As quietly as I can, I put them all in my bag and say, "Damn, they're all."
Yeah.
Sans, they're not the raisins. It's the rat crap, okay? She did that so that you didn't eat the real cookies, which she hid elsewhere.
Elsewhere? I'll start looking around again.
Another awareness test. No, you rolled a critical success. Fuck it, I'm rolling this forward. You start looking, scouring for more of these cookies. You find some loose floorboards right in front of the stove, and you pop them up. And there is another Dick cookie jar sitting inside there, filled
The real stuff.
with the real cookies.
I open it up and pretend like there's nothing in there as I try to shuffle those cookies into my bag.
Okay, you need to give me a test for that. This is going to be an agility-based test. We're going to call this skullduggery. Ooh, do you have skullduggery? This is flip to fail. So go ahead and roll it. Standard test. That is going to be an 83 with an 8 flip to fail.
Oh.
Do you want to fortune point that?
Not on smuggling cookies. I doubt I could outsmuggle the smuggler of our party.
Hans, you see he's trying to stuff the good stuff in his pockets without you noticing.
I just go up to, after looking at all the blood, assuming that Mama Purdy's dead, I go up sadly to her washboard and I say, "This one's for you, Mama." Jiggity, jiggity.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Great.
All right, with that, we're going to cut scenes back to the well. So yeah, Thudman and Judy. Thudman, you explain, and Judy, you would have seen this as he lowered the lantern down. Whatever this weird pale white log is, it's bent in like a 90-degree angle, floating in the water down there.
Like, how far down is it?
Like 20 feet.
20 feet.
You know, I'm fairly strong. If you want to try riding down that bucket or climbing down that bucket, I could see if I can wheel you back up if you want to see what's down there.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's do a brawn test. We're gonna do an athletics test there, Judy. Standard.
All right, standard. That is a 34 under a 38.
That is a success, yeah. As Thudman, you're lowered down, like you tie up the rope into like a crude harness. You have Judy lower you down. You get down there to water level. It's a tight fit, but you grab this log and it's like it's soft to the touch. It's got a lot of give to it. It's too dark down here for you to really know what it is.
Yeah.
Judy, you start hoisting him up. First off, Thudman, as soon as you get so far up, you're going to see what it is. Go ahead and give me a standard resolve test. This is against fear.
Oh boy, I love those. For it. Yeah. Does not want to put it. Or it's going to explode all over.
One of these two.
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
I'm not seeing it.
I know why.
69. Okay. I got to tell you all, I should have brought this up beforehand. I learned this from the GMP crew, and I've accepted it as a DOK house rule. 69 is always a critical success.
Nice.
Nice. You pass this test as you move up into the light, and you realize it is a adult-sized human leg. Like, it seems like it was ripped off, broken off, right at the fucking waist. You see it, you panic, and you toss it up. As Judy finishes pulling you up, you grab a hold of the ledge, you pull it up. Judy, as this waterlogged leg lands next to you, I need the same test. Standard resolve against fear.
Nice. Spend a fortune point on that.
You 100% can.
24 out of 35.
You pass. All right, so neither of you suffer any effects from this. It is, Sundance Kid, it is. As this human leg reeks, like it smells of like waterlogged death, lands next to you, Judy, as you help Thudman out of the well. This is definitely the source of whatever that funk is like. You can even see a bit of cloth. There's a shoe on the foot.
I think we found where where the adults went.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. We should probably go check on the others.
Yeah. Let's not leave this where the kids can find it.
Yeah, but we're not throwing it back down the. Is there like a? Oh boy, like a wood.
We can
pile
take it
or
with
something?
us.
I don't want to carry it.
I will carry it.
Very
I will
easily.
carry it.
You can find like one of the nearby houses has a raised porch, so like it's setting off the ground a little bit, and you just kind of shove it under there and like some of the hay and the
Brush
grass
it under the rug.
Yeah, just so it's no one should find it. And then we'll say that as the two of you head over to Mama Purdy's house, Hans and Sans are leaving it, and the four of you reconnect, and I'll give you all a moment here to share information.
No more rum raisins. Also, it doesn't look good for Grandma Purdy.
I never even got any.
Yeah,
it
it's a
doesn't
shame
look
that
good
we're
for the
all out.
adults either.
No.
You fools never figured that out.
We
Rat
found a
shit
leg
eaters.
down the well, and there were claw marks in the well, like in the
A
upper.
leg?
Yeah,
Yes,
a human
Like
leg.
a person leg?
Yep. I
Yep.
think something dragged them down into the well, judging where the claw marks are, and then there's no claw marks. So, oh, please don't. And then, death. So,
I really hope the kids haven't been drinking out of that water.
yeah, I'm worried about that too.
That might explain some things, I would think.
Yeah. I'm going to go look at the door to Mama Purdy's house.
So yeah, you're going checking out, and Hans, you would be able to kind of point these things out for him. It definitely looks like something forced it open. The interior of the frame has been kind of burst open right where the metal bolts rod. I don't know what they used for closing doors back in this time period, but imagine current day. You got that deadbolt. Something forced this door open that it just splintered out the back of the door frame.
So forced it. So that means came from this side, and there's no and we're not seeing claw marks or anything. Nothing appears to be necessarily shredded.
No, not on the door. Now, Hans and Sans could tell you the story about the bed and the blood stain.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly talking about how there are no rum raisin cookies, but I will mention the blood stains and the nightgown scraps and things like that.
You're more beaten up about the rum raisin cookies.
I point
There
out
just
that
aren't any left, so don't even bother searching.
I point out
Unfortunately, they're just all gone.
Mama never made it to her weapons.
Yeah.
So whatever did this was fast.
Would have had to have happened nearly all at once.
Mama Purdy has weapons? I feel like I had a whole different experience visiting Grandma.
So let's go see Old Man Finger. Or
Yeah, let's
Finger.
find those kids who know where he lives.
Yeah, so if
I
you
miss
all
your finger. That's
head
what-
back out to the square where the well is,
Looking for the town guard.
where you stashed the leg. You head back to where you came
I
from
will
and
grab Mama Purdy's blunderbuss.
you grab Mama's Purdy blunderbuss. You've got a blunderbuss now, so I don't. Yeah. You head back to the where the main road comes into the town, and sure enough, you see the three Jaeger brothers sitting there, still working on that candy that you gave them, Hans. As you kind of move in, they're like, "You got any more candy?"
Well, this is where you pay for the candy. I need the directions.
I
to the
remember
old
that.
man.
I remember that. Yeah, you said we had there was a favor. You want to go to Old Man Fanger? God, we love throwing rocks at his house.
Well, good news.
Yeah, we're more than happy to take you there. That's as long as that you'll let us throw some rocks at his house when we get there.
I'll let you throw the rocks at him if you want. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Okay. Maybe not at him. And, like at the house could definitely happen, but let's like talk to him first. Wait till we come out of the house before you throw the rocks.
Okay.
We need him in a good mood first, but after that, throw the rocks.
Actually, that's a good question. Have you three actually seen him, like, since this all happened? Or since your folks went out into the forest?
No, we haven't seen him, but Dagna says she's seen him as she's, looking out the windows of the Rusty Spoon. She said she's seen him wandering around town at night, but we haven't seen him.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Show us the way, let the soldiers. And as we walk, let me explain what a sniper is. We may need you.
Okay.
It's like a bird,
Beautiful.
right?
Okay.
Hans is radicalizing these children.
I remember when I shot my first man.
Hands him a blunderbuss.
I do.
Because that's an excellent sniping weapon.
You can't miss.
True.
Okay.
True.
Yeah, so they'll gladly take you out of town to do this. We're actually going to use the wilderness travel rules as best as I can remember them. This is going to be a short stretch. So first things first, everyone, thank you. I was asking Ashley while I was muted there for a second to bring me my bottle of gin. And she did, because Ashley's
That's
fantastic.
why you keep her around.
That's why I
Is it
keep
now-
her around.
Is it now ginned and perilous?
I'm getting you in trouble.
Yeah, you are. That's okay.
Sorry, Ash.
Steven says sorry. God, I'm getting the death stare.
But you got Jim, so it evens out.
I got Jen, so it evens out.
Ginned and perilous.
Yeah, so I guess first off, we need to do a roll. So what rolls do we got? We've got the guide, who's going to roll navigation to make sure you stay on track. The survivalist, make sure you don't wander into any rough and terrible terrain, which is going to be a survival test. And the scout, who's going to kind of scout ahead to make sure nothing crazy jumps out at you. Actually, we're going to call this easy. Who wants to be the navigator and roll, or the guide and roll navigation?
What's scout under? I don't see that one.
Scout would be stealth.
Navigation is
Stealth.
under intelligence. I could do intelligence. I mean, I'm not
are
rolling
you-
well, but I'm okay.
Are you trained in navigation?
I will scout.
All right,
I'm
Bert,
not trained in it. I just have a higher intelligence.
Okay, I can do navigation because I'm trained
Do
in
it.
All right, so Bert, roll
I
me
am
stealth.
happy to let you.
Irene, give me navigation. I need someone to give me survival for the survivalist.
Oh my
I
gosh.
can do survival.
All right, give me survival.
I'll make jokes the whole time, just
I
try to keep
love
morale
it.
up.
All right, you're all failing terribly.
Yeah.
Did you say this was a routine or easy?
Easy.
Thank you.
Oh, hang on. I didn't. Well, that wouldn't have made a difference.
You're all failing because my jokes are so bad.
Actually, for Bert, that would have, if easy test would have made a Bert success rate of 75. You rolled an 84. So Bert passed. John, you fail.
Yeah.
Irene, you pass. John, you roll survival. Luckily, you, for a short structure, survival's not really going to come into play. So now I need each of you to roll me an easy toughness test, just to see how you weather on this hike. It's maybe like they're taking you like a mile, maybe like 3/4 of a mile outside of town, going through these woods.
Ugh.
All right, those of you fail. So far, it looks like John.
I would have made it if it's easy.
It is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, you would have had an 88.
Yep.
All right, so John, that is going to be 10 points of physical peril.
All right.
What's your peril threshold?
10 out.
Which number is that under peril threshold?
Which character are you playing? Thud, I
The
see
pugilist. Yeah.
you. So
It's your first number above peril modifier.
So you got a 10 actually. So I rolled a 10. You have a 10. I would have had to roll an 11 to affect you. So you are golden, no problem.
You lucky dog.
So yeah, you all make it through these wilderness travels, and eventually the Jaeger brothers, led by Ritter, they take you. There's like, as you're kind of moving through the forest, eventually there's this kind of like low cliff, like you can see where the stone is up, and built into the side of this cliff is this old kind of like wooden shack. There's not a lot outside of it. You can see the plants are overgrown. The only things outside of it that you really notice is like a cord of old firewood, and next to that is a stump with a rusty woodsman axe kind of like sunk into it. But other than that, it's this hodgepodge of like boards and everything. These all look to be like molded or rotted. There's this really crude door on the front of it. You don't see a handle, but coming down from just off the side of the top of the door is this like hemp cord going down to like this wooden ring. And those of you who have any experience with like old barns or farms or anything, this is what you would pull on this, and it would lift the latch from the other side so you can swing the door open. But this old, you can see there's a metal kind of, pipe coming out of it at the top for like a wood chimney. Nothing's coming out of it. You can see that the few windows that are on this shack are like old leaded glass. So it's very opaque, cloudy glass with some cracks and stuff in it.
Now, Ritter, remember, this is a very simple trademark point and kill interface. When I say the special word pony, I want you to pull the trigger and point this end at the thing that is attacking. Do you understand, Ritter?
Okay, maybe we'll stick with throwing
get it.
rocks.
I'm just gonna go knock on the door.
This throws a rock, very small rocks, but the
Each of the Ritter boys pick up a rock. They're ready to go. As Thudman, you
Take
walk
the
up.
blunderbuss.
Knock, knock, knock. Silence greets you. Absolutely nothing.
How much do these Ritter boys look like hots?
Give me an awareness test.
Sorry to keep bringing up your
Standard.
joke.
Telling you, it all comes from Mama Purdy, not from me.
No,
Still not a lot of resemblance.
they just all act like him. That's the thing that throws me off. Sorry, John, go ahead.
No, I Thudman will knock louder and call it like, hello!
No response. Nothing.
I'm going to open your door now, as it's a bit of a crisis out here and all. And
No
I
I'll
just,
load
response.
my crossbowbow.
Yeah.
Alright. You know.
But yeah, so those of you who take action to kind of prepare for the worst, you do. As Thudman, you grab this ring and you pull it down, and you can hear the wood scraping on the inside as the latch lifts up, and the door just kind of swings open. Looking inside, it's dusty. You can see very, I'm going to put this like hermit-like, inside. You can see an old straw sleeping mat. You can see a desk that looks like it was a door that was cut in half and then just set up on some logs. But the thing that really catches you, there's all these weird little like hanging from the ceiling from bits of hemp cord. There's bundles of herbs here and there. There's like, you can see like, you can smell like sage, parsley, like old herbs, rosemary, just things you would find in the forest. You can see this old, kind of almost rusted out wood burning stove in the corner that leads up to this metal pipe that you saw coming out of the roof of the building. Yeah, but there's no one inside here. It's a very small, maybe 10 by 10, just small shack.
Can I see if there's any tracks on the outside? Like, he's a woodsman. He might actually be out checking his traps and such.
So, usually I'll let you roll for something like this, but in this instance, I'm just going to give it to you. You're not finding anything. So, and specifically what you're finding is, if anyone's been here, it's been a while. There has been some rains that kind of came through here recently, which would have kind of cleared out any clearly defined tracks. Plant growth has kind of picked up, so that if there was any snapped, branches or, vegetation, it would have kind of picked up from that. So what I'm getting at is
Nothing.
definitely a couple weeks. Anything older than that, you wouldn't be able to track, just because, you're out in nature, out in the forest, and it's been a while.
Go back to the house and turn it over. I mean, just see if there's any indication of where he's gone, who he is, anything.
So yeah, those of you who want to go and investigate the house, everything is covered in dust. Definitely it's been a couple of weeks since someone has been here. The mattress, you rip it up, you look over it, nothing. All these strange, plant bundles hanging from the ceiling, they're very dried and desiccated. Maybe a little moldy here. They've been here for a while. But I'll tell you, whoever's kind of investigating this very crude desk, you can see that it's covered in, he's got kind of old drawings. How when paper gets a little too humid, it starts kind of wrinkling up and getting these ridges running through it. So he's got all these papers spread across this desk with these charcoal drawings all over them.
It was Dagna who said he was the only adult left, right?
Yeah. Well, the Ritters, they didn't say it, but Dagna said she thinks she saw him wandering around the streets at night.
But it feels like he could have been gone for a month, right? With all
at
the
least
dust
a
and
couple of
everything.
weeks. Yeah. But you don't see any of the signs of blood or anything like you saw in Mama's Purdy's house. But kind of looking around, these drawings that are on this table are kind of disturbing. You see sketches, drawings, and some of them you can very clearly tell who they're supposed to be. You see 3 children or 3 people, look small in stature, very large head, short limbs, with like spears and like oversized armor, like other things like that. Some of the children you've seen around town, you can kind of recognize from these crude drawings, but kind of scattered throughout these drawings are like phrases here and there. Like one of them's like, "It comes at night." And then there's another one, "It hasn't found me yet." And then there's plenty of things, different variations of the questions of, why didn't it take the children? Like, what's special about the children? Why only the adults? Why was I spared? Things like that.
I definitely would have gone in the house as long as someone went in first. Who else
I
would be
would.
in there with me?
Thudman and Hans definitely went in there because Hans was kind of investigating the terrible. Thudman was just, sacking the place, trying to find clues of anything.
Judy, are you still outside?
Judy's probably outside keeping watch.
Okay.
That's kind of her. That's kind of like the thing that she did as an outrider was keep watch. So.
Okay.
So Sans would be like, holy shit, this guy is crazy. You see these drawings? And I would reach in my bag and grab a rum raisin cookie and start eating.
Okay.
Hans, intrigued by the last part of that, looks around to see what herbs that he keeps around here. I'm thinking he might have been exposed to something that is acting as a little bit of a bane to whatever is coming after.
All right. So Hans, Thudman, and Sans, you're each going to make me a roll. First off, let's see. God. So Hans, I'm going to make you give me an alchemy roll. If you don't have this is flip to fail.
Okay.
Thudman, you're just going to give me an awareness test. And then Sans, I want an awareness test from you too.
Flip to fail means you always flip it, or you only flip it if it would fail.
You flip it to whatever the higher number is.
Right. So I fail it.
You said standard?
Unless it's easy.
Standard. We're going standard on this.
Nope.
All right.
Is it flip to fail for me too?
Awareness? No, awareness isn't flip to fail.
Okay. Then I
So
passed.
when you're looking at the character sheet, if it has the asterisk next to the skill name, that's flip to fail.
No, I don't know what they are.
All right.
And I don't care.
Thudman.
I just start shoving them down inside my.
Okay. Thudman, I need an awareness
I don't-
test from you.
Absolutely.
And Judy, everything's quiet. You're standing out there with the Ritter boys. They're just waiting for the word that they can start chucking their rocks at this shack. John, 69's critical success. You very easily see Sans slipping one of these oatmeal raisin cookies out of his pack and eating it.
John, is that your second 69 of the
It
night?
is.
I am so
Nice.
proud of you.
Good job.
It's a double dice.
It is.
So Bert, you failed, but Steven, you do pass. So Bert, you have no idea what herbs might do what, this or
Don't care.
that.
I'm just like rubbing them on myself,
you're
and
just-
putting them down in my
you
shirt,
smell
sticking
like
some under my armpits.
an amazing stew right now. But
Mixed
I'll
with
give
milk.
you this. Well, not you, Bert, but you, Steven. Sans, looking through these drawings, you're like, how fucked up are these? These are crazy. You start kind of seeing occasionally these drawings of like, okay, woodland animals like this wolf, squirrel, rabbit. These are here, these are there. And then you start
Squirrels
seeing
and rabbits
more
love raisins.
drawings of strange like hybrids, like wolf parts with a rabbit body. You can even see some people and some things from town. So you see like human horse hybrids. You see like wolf, like I said, wolf, squirrel, rabbit, and these and those. Like, dude, just all over these monstrous charcoal drawings on this parchment.
these drawings, are they kind of like what I would expect from like cave drawings, like stick figures, or are
Very
they
much
kind
so.
of like
Very much so. Yeah.
okay? And do I get the sense that they are things he has seen or things he is imagining?
I'll call for a test on this. We're gonna
That's
call
fair.
this.
That's fair. That's a big question. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I want a fellowship test, and we're gonna go with maybe fellowship isn't good for this. I wish there was an insight test.
Maybe folklore.
I think that sounds good. I was just looking at that. Let's go with the folklore test. We're calling it standard
That's
still.
good because I have a little notch in folklore,
There
so
you
that's
go,
why I
man.
said 69.
Critical success.
Oh, I
We're
pulled the
having a
John.
party tonight.
Definitely.
It's a good night. 369s. What can go wrong?
Right?
I'll give you this. With that critical success, the human horse hybrid is definitely a reoccurring theme.
It's the worst hybrid.
And it's not like, I know you're all thinking centaur, like horse body where the head is missing and in place of the head is a human torso. No. This is like a horse with a human fused to its back.
I was hoping centaur, but I was not expecting centaur.
Not centaur.
I will definitely take these pages to both my compatriots here in the cabin, and this guy has definitely seen some shit. Like, do you guys know what this is?
I think that's husband number 17.
Oh God.
But like
just
whatever
married a
this is,
horse.
this horse hybrid, look at this. It's here. He's done this multiple times. And yeah, I get there's a lot of hybrids, but look, there's like 5 different pages with this same picture. And I mean, it's not even the same picture. Look at the differences here. This one has slightly different legs. This one has a little different torso, but it's the same.
Yeah, maybe we need to talk to Dagna. Maybe there's a surgeon or something in town.
Judy.
I don't think this guy did it, but
Also,
I mean,
if
I'm a
anyone's
surgeon.
wanting to kind of rack their brains over this, I would actually call for a hard folklore test to kind of try and sort out what this horse human hybrid could be.
Could I make that as well?
You absolutely could, my friend.
no.
Oh, so close.
Oh wait, no.
Ooh, look at you, Bert.
Hey, that's why I brought you along, Hans.
It was husband 17, wasn't it?
So Bert,
He knows what he's
growing
talking
up-
about. He's got all the certificates. He's
Yeah.
got the documents.
He's
to
got it.
prove it.
Listen, Hans has been looking for that sweet trust fund, so he has done all of his 23andMe testing. So Hans, racking your memories, stories, you've grown up in the area. You've heard stories about a creature that lives in the sea, and like Annesbach in this forest, it's maybe 40, 50 miles from the coastline. You've heard stories of this creature called a knuckleave, which is this strange human horse hybrid where it's a skinless horse with this like gnarly, like canine style snout with these big giant like fangs, central one eye instead of like your normal two horses, 2 eyes, one eye in the center of its head. But the thing that really kind of fucks people up with this is it always appears to have a rider, and this rider appears to be just torso up, fused into the back of this creature, skinless, no facial features, just the meat of a face, with these long stretching arms that drag on the floor as this horse type creature walks.
Yeah, I'll just share that with folks. I remember a tale, a story little bedtime. Have nice dreams, little Hans. I was once told.
Hey, Hans, I think after that story, you need to give Hans a cookie.
I mean, she didn't have any left, but yeah, this is really fucking. It's messed up. If I had any cookies left, I would absolutely give him one.
So, Chuck, so in the stories I've heard, is there any particular weakness or any particular bane this creature doesn't like? Or
No. All you've heard is it delves deep in the ocean, and every now and then it's rumored to come ashore to lay its young.
How far are we from the ocean?
40, 50 miles.
How does
So
it
like
lay
far,
its
but
young?
also not far enough to discount.
So this is where the disconnect will be, Hans, according to Thudman's question. The stories that you always heard, just it comes ashore to lay its young. There's no more details on it.
do I know where our wells aquifer is? Like, does it actually, like, is it freshwater?
It is
this
freshwater,
creature
yes.
Freshwater?
No, but this creature lives in the ocean.
Ocean, okay.
But you're close enough that any, stonework underground would filter out that. So if this water is coming from the ocean, it's had plenty of time to kind of filter out the salts and any other heavy particulates, giving fresh water at the well.
I think maybe we should cap that well. Cover
Yeah.
it. Explore it if you feel like killing the thing, but I don't particularly want to go down a well.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
not
breathe
a lot of
underwater
room.
so good.
Yeah, there's
But,
definitely
like-
not a lot of room.
Judy,
There's also a river
you're a horse
nearby.
person. What kills
There
horses?
is.
Well, usually spears.
Okay.
You know, like what we always look out for.
Oh no, I'm talking like poison. Can we feed it something that a horse would die from?
You're asking the wrong person here.
Horse people don't usually look for things that'll kill their horses.
But they look
Well, we
out
do.
for things that might
Look
kill
out for
the
them.
horse on accident.
I don't know that it's all that. It may look like a horse, but it may not be a horse at all.
So, Judy, since you very specifically said you're a horse person, I'll let you make an education roll on Hans's question, but I will not inflict flip to fail on this.
Okay. So education.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be a standard or what difficulty?
We're going standard on this, yeah.
Can I spend a fortune point on that?
100%.
Nah, that's worse.
It's a match, though.
That's a
That's
critical,
a critical fail.
So since you got a critical fail on that, I'm going to roll to see if you take any peril. 4
I get
mental
excited seeing
peril.
a match. I'm sorry.
No, I got 6.
Okay. Yeah, so Judy, you have no idea.
No, I can't. Like, I mean, nothing comes to mind that might,
Are we yelling this to the outside of the cabin as Judy's still keeping watch?
And it's
I
a
imagine
small cabin.
Judy's like, yeah, and I imagine Judy's like when Judy's keeping watch. I imagine that she's keeping watch at the door, mostly keep an eye on the kids more than anything.
Okay, yeah. These kids they're squirming. They're chomping at the bit to toss some fucking rocks at this cabin.
Don't let him toss the rocks.
Little shits, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, we should go cap the well, but we're also right next to a river. Like, would that be able to bring the creature out? Well, just closing the well may not do anything.
No, but it could give us a more yeah.
I'm with you on closing the well, but
I think
I don't
closing
know.
the well is the right move. If nothing else, it prevents it from coming up in the middle of the town, if that's where it's coming from.
Also
If it-
prevents anyone from pulling
True,
water
true.
from it.
That is true.
Yeah, wait. And if the kids have been drinking water, that could be why they're going all spacey.
See, it would have been fine if they drank the alcohol.
Well, we're happy the alcohol was reserved for us, and I pull out that Everclear.
Yeah, you do. Hey, Tim Scott, thank you for the follow. That is absolutely fantastic. I appreciate it.
So I am of two minds as to concern about, laying its children or whatever, because either it's infected the kids, which that would be bad, or that's what it's done with the bodies from the adults, in which case we're on a time frame before they hatch, I guess.
Also,
Or they leave
we're
the kids
adults, so that
alive
would
because
make us
the
targets.
eggs are in the children.
Yes,
Burst
Yeah.
forth.
that is the other thing I was thinking. Or they suddenly sprout horse bodies from their abdomens.
Oh.
So we're
Either way,
agreed
we
we should at least go to the well and try to cap that off.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you all head out of the shack. You give the Yeager brothers permission, and they just pelt this shack with rocks. They break a window. They're so excited. They're like, yeah!
I will never babysit.
I
for
let
those
them shoot
kids.
the blunderbuss.
Oh God, yeah. You hand it over, and the oldest brother Ritter, with his two younger brothers, kind of giving him support, just boom, and it throws all three of them back onto the ground as you see that the wall of this thing is just littered with whatever scraps that Mama Purdy loaded in this blunderbuss. They are so pumped. They're like, fuck yeah! Like, they are like you swore you gave these kids a bump of coke. Like, they are so fucking hyped on the entire trek back.
That's the other candy.
As you do. But yeah, you all make it back to town, no problem.
Am I sure that I don't see any resemblance between him and the kids?
Another awareness test.
No, but you did see that the wall started bleeding.
Still no resemblance. Behavior is definitely like lining up,
The genetics are there.
just not.
Mama
the
Purdy
physicality.
probably babysat them as children. That's very young.
Yeah. If anything, you were a bad influence on them.
So it's kind of moving past, it's maybe like 5, 6 o'clock.
So we take some doors off some houses that aren't being used.
Not a
Use
problem.
those and
Yeah.
just to put like some heavy rocks on top. Everything
Yeah.
we can do to weigh it down.
Maybe we'll go over to the river and get some water so we can water that horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, is there a wagon or anything?
In the stable, I'll say, yeah, there's a wagon there. Yeah.
So we could, at least with some of the littler ones, we can put them in the wagon.
And find out, since Ritter's still here, if they're drinking the water.
Oh, no. We don't drink that water in the well anymore. It's yucky. It's gross. And Dagna makes us get all the water from the nearby stream, the river so it sucks because it's terrible hauling those buckets that far, but the well water's not good. Like, someone must have poopied in it.
Dagna is the MVP of this adventure.
But I'll tell you this, easy enough to pull some doors, gather some rocks. Those of you that want to very easily go down to the river, get some buckets to give this horse some water. Now, I will remind you that the gates are wide open of this stable, and after you give it the water, it drinks its fill. And this thing is so emaciated. You can see its stomach expanding as it's taking in this food and this water. But after it walks out of the gates and it's trying to follow, so Judy and Thudman. I'm going to roll me a d4. 1 to 2 is Thudman, 3 to 4 is Judy. Judy, it has like this instant bond with you. It walks out of the gate. It wants to follow you everywhere. Like you have made a friend.
Yeah, Judy just gently pets her snout.
It is about it. Like as soon as it gets out and it can actually get up to you, like it's almost knocking you over. It's trying to push up against you so hard and like nuzzle you and like wrap its head around you to try and like pull you in close to it. Like affection starved doesn't even begin to describe this horse's like treatment towards you. Like it is about you.
Yeah. Is there like a saddle or something inside?
Oh yeah, if you go back into like the main stable area and kind of look through the area, very easily you can find all the what you need: saddle, bridle, stirrups, everything you would need to outfit this horse for riding. You being a fan of horses, I will give you a warning though. It is in far too weak of shape to bear any weight.
Yeah. Okay. That was the next question I was gonna ask.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the stuff anyways, the equipment anyways, and just chuck it in my pack.
Okay.
So that way, like hopefully when it gets better, I can ride her.
Cool. Very cool. But yeah, you all reconvene with Hans and Sanj. You throw these doors up on it. You're loading it with rocks. Something would have to come through with quite a bit of force to bust through. You could reinforce it more if you wanted, like if you found a blacksmith with like some heavy duty nails or something like that. You could kind of like give it a little more like structural reinforcement to block off the top of it, but you feel pretty comfortable at this point that anything coming out of this well, it's going to be climbing up these sheer walls. It's going to really have a pretty heavy obstacle in front of it at this point.
Yeah, I doubt we'll find a blacksmith under the age of 15, but like even if we find like a rope or something like that, I'd like to like tie it down to the posts that are nearby that like, provide the arch and things like that.
Not a problem. You definitely do. So by this point, you're looking at 6, 7 o'clock. Dusk is starting to set in. What do you all want to do?
I think it's time to make good on our promise and go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yep.
Go back to the Rusty Spoon and take the Jaeger boys with us.
So yeah, the Jaeger boys, they're already staying at the Rusty Spoon, so they're already heading that way. As you show up, there's even more kids in here, as Dagna and her sister and a few other kids here and there are serving up food the best that they can. Now, mind you, this is all preserved food, dried meats that they've tried their best to like make palatable, pickled vegetables and whatnot here and there that they're serving up. The four of you, she's definitely, she will serve you. They've got beer on tap. They've got hard liquor if you want it. She doesn't know how to make any of the fancy drinks like her dad does. But she'll serve you to the best of her abilities. And since you're all promising to stay here for the night to help the other kids feel safe, there's no charge.
Well,
Judy is not drinking specifically because she's going to be taking a first watch.
Sure.
Sans will take second watch, but he's still drinking.
Okay.
I'm gonna plan on third watch, and I'm drinking.
Okay.
I guess I'll take.
If I'm gonna
fourth
face
watch.
a horse-faced demon, I'm drinking.
Whoever is drinking, go ahead and roll me a toughness test.
Standard difficulty.
Standard difficulty. We're at 11 o'clock. Initially, I quoted this at about 2 hours. Are we cool to keep going, or do we need to wrap it?
I'm good.
I can play, but I might need a quick break.
Okay. Well, if you need a break, just let me know. I've got a break screen. We can kick to that. We can all take a bathroom break if we need to. Feel free to
just
send
5 minutes.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead? Let's see. That's a Steven, you fail. Steven, I'm gonna roll to see if you take some physical peril. Go ahead.
It looks like his difficulty is wrong.
What's that?
His difficulty looks like it's wrong.
What looks like it's wrong?
His difficulty. It looks like it's set to the -20, so that would be looks like he's had it set still to hard.
Oh, I had it set to hard. You're right. But either way, I would have failed because it would have been 40, and I still rolled
40 over 60. Okay. Ignore that. I clicked on the wrong thing. That is going to be 9 physical peril for you, Steven.
I'm definitely moving up the track then.
You move the track. Luckily, the first slot on the track, no penalties or anything. You all eat, drink, you retire for the night. And that is actually a really good point for a little break. Someone put something. Hey there, Tim Scott. That is 100 bits. That means you all get a fortune point. I've got that.
The way I'm rolling, I need them.
All on the table. So right now, just recap. The party has 5 fortune points, and I have 6 misfortune points. Don't you worry about why I'm saving those. Everything's great.
It's gonna go well.
I got a break screen. So I'll tell you what. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back in a handful of minutes, and we'll get back into this. So yeah. Don't you fucking go anywhere, or I'll be terribly disappointed in you. Okay, we're back. We took a little break. Okay, where were we at? You all, it was afternoon. You all barricaded the well.
I think we were planning on staying the night at the Rusty Spoon.
Yeah, you all head back into the Rusty Spoon. There's food, like I said. It's not great food. It's all dried, proteins that have been reconstituted in stews or something like that. It's pickled vegetables of some form. Like, I am a huge fan of, pickles and pickled onions and shit like that. But, you can see how these kids
what would it be to try to make something better out of that?
Well, using the ingredients that she has, I would just call it a survival test. That's standard. I would call it an easy survival routine survival test.
Everything's super salty. We just got to balance it out a bit.
Yeah. Viola drone. Yeah, astronaut food. That's what they're living off of. Also, thank you everyone for hanging out while we took our little break. You go and you talk with Dagna and you kind of show her some points on how to make this food a little more robust, how to kind of give it some variety, how to do some things with it. And she takes it to heart, and you're able to kind of doctor up what she's currently serving to make it. Why? So Irene,
I don't know. The Automod just doesn't like me.
It does not. It really did not like the word Viola. What the fuck?
It's a musical instrument. That's all I know.
Yeah. Anyway, Thudman, yeah, you're able to really help her out on that. And she's able to kind of make it a little more palatable to the children. So it's a good thing. She very freely serves you all drinks. We already did our survival test for our toughness test for drinking. It passes on, and she's like, all right, sunset's coming up. Everyone off to bed now. She's ushers the children back behind the bar, because in these old times, people would live, they'd have apartments in their business. And so the first floor is very much split between the tavern itself and the apartment for the family to live behind, while the second floor is the end portion where all of you, whatever rooms you want to take, you've got free reign up there. Each room does have a singular bed, And I know that Judy, you were offering up first watch. How do we want to handle this?
So Judy's probably gonna stick downstairs inside
The tavern
dining area.
Yeah.
The tavern, yeah, for her shift, and just sort of like keep an eye out outside. Probably gonna have her, since we know we're probably dealing with something that might be charging. She's probably gonna have her spear at the ready.
Yeah. Go ahead, roll me an awareness test.
San said he would take second watch, but he's definitely not going to sleep during the first watch because he said he was drinking as well.
So yeah, Sanj, you bring up one of the bottles of Mama Purdys Everclear, and you're still working on that.
Is this a standard test or what?
Standard's fine.
All right, it's a 5 out of 60.
Yeah.
Amazing. Nice.
It's maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour after sunset there, Judy. There's all of a sudden in the back, so you're kind of standing up front at the tavern, you're watching out, looking out the windows. It's dark out, night has definitely set in. And you hear the door, one of the doors, the door to the apartment area behind it kind of swing open. You hear something crash and the sound of like breaking glass. As you turn around and you see Dagna standing there in her, her night shift, like just standing there by the bar. Vacant face, just.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Judy's gonna go and lightly tap her on the shoulder. Still with that, probably actually she's gonna probably switch to her carrying out, like, she's gonna have like the spear in one hand, but the blackjack in her other hand, just in case, and just sort of like gently tap her with the blackjack
Sure.
on the shoulder, see if she's okay.
As you're moving towards Dagna, she takes a step forward, and you can see that the sound of the breaking glass was like a stein or a mug. That just seems like she accidentally broke off of the edge of the bar. And as you're walking towards her, she takes a step forward, right onto this broken glass, unfazed. And you move up, and you can see like the blood kind of like moving out of the bottom of her foot. And you kind of tap her with your blackjack, not hitting her, just trying to give some like form of attention, snap her out of it. And as soon as that blackjack touches her, her head rolls back, her mouth, her jaw like falls open, and just this scream rolls out of her mouth. Go ahead and roll me a standard resolve test against fear.
Critical fail.
Okay. That is going to be...
Poor Judy.
Oh, fuck. Goddamn. That's 22 mental peril.
I'm at ignore
Your
3.
second, third critical fail
You're
tonight?
ignore
Poor thing.
3? God.
I think so. Let me
Looking
double
at your
check.
sheet. So your first one's 6, 12, 18. Yeah, you're down to ignore 3. Go and take 6 corruption for this as well.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
As the screaming lets out, it shocks you. You stumble backwards. Everyone who's upstairs sleeping, or not sleeping, you immediately come to this pained, unearthly scream. Now, Judy, you hear from the apartment back there. You hear the sound of screaming, and a chorus of other matching screams start chiming in as Dagna immediately throws herself backwards, feet still planted on the ground, arms stretch up and over her hand or her head as she lands back down, stomach up on all fours. You hear her head contort around with this popping noise from her neck as her head rights itself into the proper position. And she skitters around to face you, still emitting this terrible scream. What do you all want to do?
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. You first. Go ahead.
Thudman is going to jump out of bed and head out the door and try to, I guess, piece together what's going on, and I guess go to the stairs to look down.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Thudman, you jump up. I'm guessing in this tense situation where something's happening, and I want to say that you probably slept in your gear. Mm-hmm. You grab whatever you needed to, and then you immediately start rushing down the stairs. You get halfway down, and you see Dagna in this contorted stance on all fours on the ground, and you see Judy like taken aback, stumbling backwards, while you hear from the back the apartment area these other screams coming up in chorus together with Dagna's scream. Sans, what were you saying?
I would assume that I was still downstairs drinking. I said I wasn't going to sleep yet.
That's true, you did not.
So I would see all this happening, and I would try to jump in front of Judy and just pull out my bone saw. And I wouldn't go towards Dagna. Like, I wouldn't want to attack a child, but at the same time, I wouldn't want Judy to take any flack or anything like that. I would definitely be freaked out by this situation. I would just try to put myself in the middle, see if I could try to calm it down.
Hans, what would you be up to?
I would have gone to bed after a few drinks. So I hear the scream and grab my crossbow, head down. So is Dagna like obviously in the midst of a transformation?
Yeah, it seems to me.
I put her crossbow through her.
Go ahead and make your attack.
All right. So I've got a few things. Veteran's Eye, reduce the distance for all ranged weapons by up to a -3 to a minimum of 1.
No problem. You're in short range.
All right. So I guess so. This is a standard roll.
Yeah.
So simple. Go ahead.
Move it a step easier.
So a routine roll.
Yeah.
Routine. Simple ranged. 21.
Yeah, go ahead and give me your damage.
Don't see a weapon on here.
You're playing the
I see it. Light crossbow. I see it. How do you do damage? Just hit roll next to the weapon?
I think so.
Yeah, so normally when the sheets are set up, usually you can just it'll do that. It'll
I
give
see.
you the combat roll and stuff.
It gives you the whole thing, but I just need the damage. So the damage is 6.
So I just spilled. So yeah, actually, damage is 6. So you rolled a 3 plus 3, damage 6. You sink this crossbow into Dagna. It doesn't drop her, but it does a lot of hurt to her. So yeah, you easily, and you can see that this thing pierces through her torso and strikes the wood underneath. Sundance Kid, I see your question. Peril and corruption. So on some tests, you suffer corruption in addition to peril. But generally, corruption is caused by things that you do as a character and how that affects your character's like mental well-being. If that makes sense. I don't know. I just spilled my drink. I've got fucking... my
Using
Chuck,
the
you
alcohol?
can't spill right now. You're the
Chuck,
only person
sloppy
that
drunk.
understands the rules fully.
there we go. That's good enough. Yeah, so yeah, you easily sink this crossbow bolt through Dagna. Doesn't seem to stop her though. She's definitely, you can see the blood spray underneath as your bolt passed right through her. She's screaming. Those of you who are on the stairs, she starts skittering directly towards Judy. As Sans, you hear the sound of thuds against the back door to the apartment. As you can tell, all the other children are colliding with that door and coming for you all.
Chuck, why are you trying to make me attack children?
Because it's fun. Now
I'm
what?
sorry, Steven. Have you never played in a Defenders of Cobalt game before?
Chuck is a bastard and I love him. I still have my bone saw out. I'm still trying to like protect Judy, but I don't want to attack the child. So I guess I'll like whatever the equivalent to like readying an action is to like just protect her and push people away.
Go and give me an athletics test.
I would like to point out that you are protecting a woman who is most definitely much bigger than you are.
Oh yeah, Judy's an ogre.
Yeah. This isn't necessarily like chivalry. I'm protecting you. I'm just like, I'm the healer and I don't want people to be hurt. And I also failed that athletics check by a lot.
As Dagna collides with you, and she stops in her movement when she realizes there's an easier target. And she just, her head whips down and just sinks right into your chest. You can feel tiny teeth colliding with you. I'm
No,
gonna
I'd
spend
prefer not to.
my first misfortune point. She deals 5 damage.
All right, 5.
What's your damage threshold?
That is 6 peril, right? Peril and damage are the same.
No. So
No.
let me take a look.
Damage should be under balance and trappings.
Yeah. So your damage threshold is
Damage
4.
is 4. Yeah.
Okay. So you would have started off as
Go up to
unharmed.
moderately wounded.
You would have started off as unharmed. I dealt. How much did I deal? 4 or
So I go up
5?
to, you did 5.
You
so
would
I
go up to lightly.
lightly.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm slowly remembering the system as we
That's fine.
get back to it.
So I'm not moving us to structured combat quite yet. Those of you on the stairs, you see Dagna's contorted form over Sans as you hear the pounding of the other children on the door leading from the apartment to the tavern. Judy, you see Sans threw himself in front of you.
And the shrill scream as he like pulls up his bone saw and like is tempted to saw into Dagna but won't willing to do it. He's just
Who wants to do what?
I would.
Well,
like,
Judy,
All right, Judy, you threw your name out there.
Judy has less qualms seeing this happening to Sans, and she's just gonna attack with that blackjack. So like, because the blackjack has the powerful ability, which will knock Dagna off of it.
Okay, go ahead.
If she connects.
Roll your attack with it. This thing, Judy is very distracted with Sans, so go ahead. We're gonna move it step up the easy on the difficulty chart. So what is that, routine?
Mm-hmm. All right. I would like to spend a fortune point to flip that, or not flip that, to re-roll that.
100%.
We have some left. Okay.
You've got 4 left now. Yeah, after spending yours, you've got 4 left.
Okay. All right, that's a 34 out of 55 there.
Okay, that's a success. Oh, 11 damage. Wow. So she was lightly, that moves her 2 steps down to seriously injured. Oh god, roll me 2d6. Oh, you got a 6. Roll me a percentile.
We got a 9.
You got a 9. I break you, so you slam this blackjack into the side of Dagna, breaking her ribs.
She needs a toughness. Needs to resist the toughness test.
She has to resist with a toughness test?
Because powerful.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She fails her.
You're just wailing on this 15-year-old girl.
Her pass is a 40. Let me roll a percentile here. 60. She fails. You break her ribs.
But she got Dagna off of Sans there, so.
Okay.
And that was the goal.
Do appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's funny to imagine, though.
So Sans is free. Those of you on the stairs, you hear the pounding of these other children on the door as Judy just freed Sans. What do you all want to do?
Go ahead, Bert.
Oh, I'm just reloading and shooting just while I'm up here on the stairs.
Go
Nothing's
ahead.
right next to me.
Make your attack. She's now prone, so move that a step up. So that'll be a routine attack for you.
Oh, it was routine last time. So
Move
you
it to
want me go
easy.
Standard
Or
to easy. Okay.
yeah.
So okay, make it easier. All right. So. Boop. Boop.
That's a miss. Do you want to spend a fortune point?
Yeah, I think we need to put this one down.
Okay, go and re-roll.
Oh my gosh, that's even worse.
Your shot goes astray. You don't hit. You all have a moment where Dagna she's contorting and squirming on the floor. Sans is free. What do you all want to do?
I'm gonna pull. I've got a like a pint of oil, I believe, an oil pot.
Oh, I love fire.
I'm pulling that out, and I'm gonna hurl it towards wherever like the hallway is for leading back to the
Oh
apartments.
yeah.
And then I'm gonna try to leap, like hop up on the railing and leap over towards the bar. With my goal is to smash some bottles,
Okay.
and then we're gonna.
I want a simple range test from you.
Absolutely.
You got this. Let's see.
Move it up. You do a routine. Oh yeah. You throw it and it breaks open and oil spills across the floor in front of this door from the apartment leading into the tavern. You leap over the rail. What were you doing next?
Heading for the bar. We're gonna try to add a little bit more fuel for the fire when we get to that.
Easily you make it to the bar.
Okay. Smash some bottles and get ready to start and try to start lighting it. I don't know how long that'll take, so.
Okay. You hear the children pounding at this door. They're not breaking through yet. Only one of you is on the stairs. The rest of you are on the floor. Thudman, you're behind the bar. Sans, you get up with the help of Judy. What do you do?
So with Dagna, she was like pushed off me. I would try to pin her, like I guess like whatever the grapple is, to try and like protect her from both myself and her.
Athletics
just
test.
trying to control her.
Give me an athletics test.
Now that I'm good at least 76, I fail. I can't succeed at anything today. We have a fortune point. Can I
go and re-roll it? She fails hers, so yeah, give me that fortune. I'll spend a fortune. You all have 2 fortune left, unless chat wants to buy us some more.
Please, chat. I need your help. When I use a fortune point, I tend to succeed, but I always fail the first time.
You pin her down. You grab her twisted around arms, and you move them in the best that a body seems to want to logically move to, not breaking anything. Dagna is pinned to the floor as these other children are continually pounding on the door. What do the rest of you do?
As I said, I'm just loading and shooting.
I'm setting fire to the bar and then yelling, "We should go now!"
Okay.
There are still lots of children in this bar, though.
So
they're all monsters.
No, that doesn't matter
Thudman,
for a DOK stream, but
you grab your flint and steel. You ram a chunk of cloth into one of the Grandma Purdys bottles of Everclear. You give a little shake and you strike it, and it catches immediately, and you toss it towards that hallway, and immediately goes up just as whoosh. Anything coming out of the door is facing a fiery death. As the rest of you see this fire spreading and creeping towards you all, what do you do?
Judy.
I look for a top floor window.
Oh yeah, you run upstairs. It's not hard to do. You find a top floor window. If you're leaping out of a top floor window, I'm going to want a coordination test.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna duck into one of the rooms, strip some sheets off a bed, and make a rope.
Okay, you spend a few minutes. You can feel the heat rising in the building. What are the rest of you doing?
Judy is just fucking running out the door.
The
Shit's on
rest
fire.
of you run out the front door. You stop, you turn around, you see a chair fly out a window, followed by knotted bed sheets as Hans climbs down. You're all
He's a
standing
survivor.
as you're watching the rusty spoon slowly go up in flames. You hear the screams of children inside. All of you take 6 corruption.
Yep.
technically I'm still inside trying to save a child. Does that mean I still take corruption?
No, you don't.
Thank you.
As the fire
I
moves
might
closer
die,
to
but
you.
thank you.
What do you...
I shoot children on my off time. Do I really take corruption?
This is
So
a
that-
hobby for him.
Sans, what do you got going? She's not giving up. You can see her neck twist farther and farther, trying to bite at your face.
Okay. The step is really bothering me, and I'm starting to question whether I want to save her life. But at the same time, she's a child. I don't want her to die. Maybe I could lead her out of this bar by like luring her with me as the bait. If I just like use my athletics to try and keep her at arm's reach, but slowly back out of this bar, is that possible?
Absolutely. Roll me an athletics test, man.
Because I'm so good at least.
Standard difficulty. Oh, yeah. You throw her back for a second, and then you immediately start running towards the door, and you can hear her scrambling towards you. As those of you outside, all of a sudden, Sans bursts out through the door, almost falling as he goes, but then just moments behind him, you see the contorted form of Dagna running on all fours. This time, it seems like her waist is twisted around, so her legs are in the right direction. Her torso's facing up, and her head is finally swiveled. It's still upright. It's still in a very unnatural form So
That is
Judy,
really messed up,
Thudman,
man.
and Hands, what do you do as Sans leads her out, saving her from the fire?
I'm gonna grab her and just start trying to like break it.
Oh, athletics test.
Okay.
You're trying to snap her neck?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I got stuff. Is this just a routine?
We're going to go routine. And it's going to be resisted, so it's whoever's going to get lower here. You got an 18. Oh, you got a 94. She got a 10.
I got a 94.
Do you want to fortune point that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Guys, I have so many misfortune points.
You do.
You try and wrench her neck, snapping her neck, but she just moves her torso in a way that moves it with her neck, keeping her from getting that fatal crack as she's struggling against you. In the background, the crackling of the fire, the screams of the children inside, those of you who aren't engaged in this combat immediately with Dagna, you hear the scrambling noises of small feet across rooftops as you look around and you see other children in the similarly contorted forms skittering across the roofs of the buildings nearby. What do you all do?
Chuck, as a person, I'm not necessarily fond of kids, but I still don't want to see them mass murdered like this.
Just you wait.
Too late for that. They're not kids anymore.
Yeah, like Dagna's still coming after me, I guess. Like,
She's struggling against Thudman right now to get at you. She's screaming, clawing at the ground, trying to get to you.
I would just try to keep pinning her and like restraining her if I can save one. You
Okay.
know, if I can just save one.
All right. I'm looking around for everything flammable, casks of oil. I'm burning the town down.
Okay, there's not a lot of casks of oil, but this town,
There's
it's
a general store, right?
there is a general
there.
store in town. Do you start booking it towards the general store? General store, you know where it is. Okay. Okay, so as Sans leaps in to try and work with Thudman, Sans, you're going to give me an athletics test. Thudman, just roll me a d10. Thudman, you got 98, so that is an 88. We're going to go with the 98 because it's not a critical failure. As these other kids start falling off the roof. Judy, what are you doing? That's you, Irene. Irene, do you still exist?
Muted.
She's frozen, I think.
Irene, you're frozen.
Yeah.
We cannot see you or hear you. Okay, well, we'll wait for Judy to come back to us. As Hans, you start running towards the general store. Thudman, Sanj, you're wrestling against Dagna. Oh, she dropped. Give me a second, stream.
We're dropping like flies tonight.
We're dropping like flies tonight. Who thought that killing children?
John and Chuck are gonna be the only two left by the end of this.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Let me readjust the things.
Viola, she probably was super deep in thought. That is very much on par for her.
It is.
And then
It
the
really
internet
is.
just didn't catch up.
Good God. in there. I'm rearranging Bert right now.
The internet is just dropping people based on hair level. So John will be the next to be gone.
We're slowly being censored out for all the careless murdering of orphans that just is happening.
Yeah.
So we'll just slowly be picked off one by one as the FBI grabs our streams.
For some reason, Twitch doesn't appreciate children dying. I don't know why.
I do think that somebody had a good point that your intermission screen should just be an orphanage on fire.
Yeah. That's how we roll here.
What am I even doing? I have had too much to drink to sort this out.
Chuck, that's why I love you.
What? That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm muting this one. That's Steven. Steven, you're in the right spot.
Am I muted?
All right, John.
Am I the one that you're muting?
No, I don't even know. That's fine. Once I get John in position, we're going.
Regardless of position, Chuck, you did a great job with this adventure. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been cool.
All right, we're down to 3 players. We'll wait and see if, well, we'll keep playing. And if Irene comes back, Irene comes back.
I'll go until this child kills me. Which with Zweihander won't take many rolls.
No. All right, so, oh, Irene's coming back. I just fixed the overlay.
I'm so
Fuck you, Chuck.
so fucking sorry.
It's all
I'm
good.
so
It's
sorry,
fun.
y'all.
Okay, we're back. I've got the overlay fixed. We're good, Irene. No worries. I'm just glad you could make it back.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So Judy is probably gonna go with Hans, I believe it is.
Yeah, going to the general store to get flammable fluid.
Yeah, she's tired of this town and these kids trying to kill her.
As Thudman in Sands, eventually Dagna contorts herself in such a way, and Thudman, you feel the fatal crack as she eventually fights herself into a position where she breaks her own neck. You see Hans and Judy running off in the distance in the direction of the general store. Sans and Thudman, what do you do?
I'm gonna look at Sans and I'm like, we need to get to the bridge now. And then I'm gonna like start running for the bridge, but I'm gonna shout back. I'm like, bring it to the bridge! Let's light it up!
I'm gonna be kind of upset that this Dagna that I really,
Roll me a resolve
like
test.
of all the children, she was the best one, and she just broke her own neck. That's not cool.
Sans, roll me a resolve test.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it in this list.
Standard. Okay, you're good.
Okay. I'm still not happy about it,
You
though.
absolutely aren't happy about it.
I was doing everything I could to protect her. At least if we could just save one child, out of all of these, if we could save one, and we couldn't even do that. And I see Thudman going back, and I'm not happy about it, but I understand the reasoning. It's solid logic. After just a real moment of just anguish, I'll slowly back up and start retreating with Thudman to the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, so the two of you start making it towards the bridge. As you're going through, you hear these screams following you, the clambering of on roofs. Hans and Judy, you hear them cry out, head to the bridge. Hans, give me an athletics test. Judy, roll me a d10.
What difficulty? Standard?
Standard. It is a fantastic roll there, Judy.
Oh my gosh.
That's fine because this was an assist. So Judy's 2 takes the place of your 9 in the 10 spots, turning that 99 into a 29. As you run full force at the front door of this general store and just shoulder it wide open. You look around, you scan in, you take in everything, and you see the clay jars of lantern oil. Plenty in stock, maybe like 15 of them. And you start grabbing them. What do you do with all of these jars of lantern oil?
Look around quick and find a wheelbarrow or a cart.
You find a wheelbarrow because there's always a wheelbarrow.
Yep. Find some rope, throw it in there. Some flint, something to start a fire with.
You've got flint and steel on you. That's not a problem.
And he said, "Head for the bridge.
Yeah.
Shovel it all in there and head for the bridge."
You all start running,
and I take an arm and I just scoop across the candy shelf as I'm going.
As you all make it across town, you're all running. You all hear these children skittering after you. You're making it to the bridge, and you make it to the bridge. As you look back, as Han shows up with this wheelbarrow full of oil and candy and rope. 20 children
flammable candy
in assorted forms of distorted, they're all like contorted in these odd things, skittering towards you, more creature than child, running at you. As you start taking the oil and start chucking it out, ready to light them on fire, all of a sudden you hear the cry. As an old man leaps out from the darkness with a small barrel under his arm, starts scooping into it and throwing out this white powder that you all recognize easily as salt, and throwing it at these children coming towards you. And as the salt collides with them, they all shriek in pain and turn and run. As this old man walks up to you, "We gotta go. We gotta hide quick before they come back."
I gotta blow up a bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that, fine, but I mean, they're water based, so eventually they're gonna make it through. But I mean, like, yeah, I'm fine with explosions. They're cool and shit.
Are you Anger?
Fanger, I'm old man Fanger.
Anger.
That's me.
Where have you been? We were at your cabin.
Oh, I've been hiding. Like, I haven't gone back there because the thing knows me and it knows it's coming after me. So I've been hiding in the woods.
What thing? What thing? What the fuck is happening? These kids, they're turning into demons. They were fine just a couple hours ago.
Oh.
While they're talking, I reach behind me and I pick up a stone. Throw a stone at him.
You
I made a promise.
Fucking shit. You've been talking to them fucking Jaeger kids. Oh my gosh.
Man of his word.
Listen, okay. So I've been hiding in the forest for a couple of weeks because the fucking thing, it killed all the adults. Oh, the knuckle leaf.
The what now?
The knuckle
leaf?
And this would be definitely what Hans warned you all about earlier. The knuckle leaf. Like, it killed all the adults and it laid its eggs in the kids.
Is there a way to get them out of the kids?
I don't know.
All the adults are dead, even Grandma Purdy.
Oh, poor Grandma Purdy. I still regret when she divorced me. Yeah, she's dead as shit.
Checks out.
Oh, Chuck, you bastard. How do we fight it? What the fuck is this?
You run. That's all you can do. Like, it's a fucking like demon from the depths of the ocean. Like, I don't know.
But salt like stops it from like the children have run away at this point, right?
Yeah, the children are all gone. But I figured it out. Like, laying out like lines of salt. The kids don't fuck with it. It doesn't seem to hurt them, but it scares them off. So yeah, when I go around at night, I just keep a barrel of salt with me, and if I come across one, I just fucking throw salt, and they run away.
And you've made it for a month just throwing salt?
Yeah. I like salt.
Because he's a salty old man.
Old man beef jerky.
Everyone give me a... I need to look up and see what test I want. Standard awareness test.
That is barely a success for me.
I just need to know who passes.
Sans barely passed.
Thudman, that's a no. What about you, Judy?
A 30 out of a 50.
Easy pass, yeah.
Passes.
Okay. And you, Bert, that's a success.
What is it?
57 out of 60. That's
Out of
a pass.
60, yep,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
As you see, the horse that you saved earlier comes like riding up to you all. Like it's coming out of town, it's coming to the bridge, and all of a sudden, Old Man Fanger, oh fuck, and points at the horse. That's it! Run!
No.
As he turns around and starts running. What do you all do?
I think he's wrong.
I'll take a good look at the horse.
Go and say hi.
I don't have a blunderbuss. I just have a bone saw. So I think I would not try to attack a horse, even if it was a demon creature monster.
The horse seemed to get along just fine with Judy. Judy, go say hello.
Judy, what do you do?
Judy.
Here's another carrot.
The horse
Considering
girl
Old
has
Man
to put the horse
Finger
down.
Considering Old Man Finger just told her that that's the creature, and she has no reason not to believe him at this point. No reason not to believe him. She's gonna take her fire spear, tuck it under her arm, and brace herself, and just say, "Everybody else, get out!" And she's gonna like point the spear at the horse.
But Judy, it's your friend. What?
As Judy braces, you all watch this horse walk.
I don't like
towards
it
you.
either, but
As it seems to grow in size, its skin splits and melts off of it. The darkness over its back coalesces and starts to form into this skinless rider. You can see underneath the skin that peels off its face, it reveals these canine style fangs, this one central eye.
So we got to talk about who
Time
you
to
call your
go.
friends.
Players can see the image in Roll20.
Wow.
I would prefer not to see the image.
Viewers watching the stream, you're just going to have to buy it when it comes out for sale from Grim and Perilous Studios.
Yeah, it's super gross. It's a horse and a person that are merged together with the muscles. Kind of like the scientific where you see the muscles only along with the where they connect to certain bones. It's very, very gross.
I'm gonna drag.
I love it.
I'm gonna. Fuck. Goddamn. I'm gonna drag. We're just gonna move into initiative because. Oh goddamn. Hiccups. Oh God. I don't even know.
You want me
Fuck
to
it,
call
we're not
Ashley?
doing initiative.
Like, should I ping her in Discord?
Fuck initiative.
Fuck initiative. We got hiccups.
I'm gonna roll a D10. Thudman, you go first. We're in initiative now. We're doing popcorn initiative. I don't know if you're familiar with popcorn initiative, Thudman.
A little bit. Yeah, I've seen you guys do it. So
So real quick though, Chuck, I have
Yes.
an ability.
I'm ready.
When combat starts, I have 3 action points at the top of the
Ooh.
initiative order before I go.
I love it.
Nice.
So I get effectively 2 turns.
You go ahead, go.
Yeah, so I'm going to shoot it with my crossbow.
Yes, you are.
Hans shot first.
Hans shot first.
That is exactly what the ability is called.
We're doing everything standard difficulty here.
7 out of 45.
Oh, yeah.
7 points of
7 damage. Here's a question. So there's a couple things you can do fortune points with. You all have 1 fortune point left. You can use it to take a 6 that you rolled. Off a d6, you can turn it into a face 6, which would explode. Do you want to turn... You rolled a 3. Do you want to turn that 3 into a 6?
I don't see why not.
Okay, so that 3 becomes a 6. Your damage becomes a 10. Roll me another d6.
5.
You deal 15 points of damage.
I do also want to point out
Dang,
you
nice.
have
Yes.
the punishing quality.
Oh.
Do you have an action point left?
I have 3 action points to spend.
So you used 1 to attack.
So you
Yeah.
can spend that 1 to deal another d6 of chaos, fury dice.
Roll
with
me another
punishing
d6.
quality.
You're at 15 damage right now, Bert.
Perfect.
Roll another d6.
Another 5, 20 points.
20 points of damage. That moves this thing down 1, 2, 3 steps down.
And that'll be the only damage we do to it this round.
I need to go to this tab. Bert, roll me 2d6.
2d6.
Yes, sir.
8.
Oh, shit. Thanks, Debbie. That is fantastic. Thank you for that sub. 2 4s, you don't inflict an injury. Viola, 100 points gets the party a fortune point that they can use. 300 points gets a misfortune point, which I can use. I have a fuckload of fortune points, or misfortune points. So if you were to spend 300 bits, I would really recommend you say 300 bits for fortune points, because the party needs it, because they're at 0 right now.
When the guy running the game is asking you to take pity on the players.
Something's about to go down.
All right. So it is at seriously wounded, did not inflict an injury onto it. But it is Thudman's turn. Thudman, what do you got? After Hans takes his pre-turn.
I pull out my bolas and I'm gonna try to get it around the legs.
Go ahead and roll that attack. We're doing standard.
Okay.
Oh, critical hit. What do your bolas do?
Let's see.
Oh, shit.
Entangling, ineffective, and throwing. So I don't know what those mean.
And a lot of bits being thrown around.
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much there, Debbie. That is going to buy you all 4 fortune points.
Yay!
1 for Thudman and 1 for Judy specifically.
Entangling, though. If I'm correctly, entangling is a closed. But entangling, no, it's not. Entangling.
Whatever you're
is
saying.
Athletics.
I heard entangling 5
Yeah,
times,
your
but I didn't hear the
connection's
rest.
super sketch there, Irene.
Okay, so looking at it here. All right, so it forces a foe to resist either a chokehold or takedown. I choose which. Additionally, whenever they're threatened with a chokehold or takedown with this weapon, they must flip the results to fail when resisting its effects.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the takedown.
All right. Takedown is a coordination or athletics. It's going to be a coordination since you didn't charge. So I'm going to make a coordination test. Or they fall prone. My coordination here is going to be 50%. So I'm going to roll a percentile. Come back here. 37. It does not fall prone.
It's a
Straight.
But it's flipped to fail.
Is it flip to fail? I've got it here.
Yeah.
I've got the actions in combat. So takedown coordination test. Must resist coordination or be knocked prone.
So for this specifically, it's for the entangling quality itself is what you would be looking at.
And entangle immediately after striking a foe. Weapons of this quality force a foe to resist either a chokehold or takedown. You choose which. We went with takedown. Additionally, whenever a foe is threatened with a chokehold or takedown with this weapon, flip the results to fail. 73, I fail. So they suffer a takedown. So they're going to be knocked prone. So it's going to be easier to hit them. Go ahead. Roll me your damage for that weapon. You get an extra D6.
Looks like they've already got the damage on there. So
That is... What the fuck, man? Give me another D6 roll.
just one more.
All right, that is a 1. So you deal 24 damage. Fuck.
That's what we like to see. Get her done.
Was it seriously
You
wounded?
can just disconnect whenever you want. We already beat this combat. It's fine.
No,
can
you
go away.
did. He fucking did. This thing's damage threshold was 5, 11, 17, 23. So a 24 means it moves 4 steps down the track. It was at serious, which means it's 2 steps beyond slain. John.
Yeah.
Thudman. You whip. You got your bola. You got it over your head. And you whip. And you let it go. As it collides, somehow it catches all 4 of these force creatures' feet. And it falls forward with its momentum. And it collides with the horse's jaw on the ground. And it forces the horse head up with these big giant canine teeth that I were talking about. And the human rider head collides down on top of its teeth and just pierces the skull, killing it instantly. John, fuck you. You one-shot the boss.
Nice job.
Okay, here's my question here.
Yes, we're still blowing up the bridge.
No, that's not my question. So in this adventure, I very specifically wrote, there's two endings here. Do you all want the less grisly, terrifying ending, or do you want the full balls to the wall, terrible ending?
That's
Ignore
up to John.
Steven.
He's
We
the
want
one that killed the
terrible.
boss.
Oh no. This is a group decision. I'm fine with that there.
All right, we're gonna go around and vote. Judy,
The least terrible one.
1 for least terrible. Bert,
I want full terror.
1-1. John,
I'll go with least terrible.
least terrible. Steven,
My character would want least terrible, but as a player, I want most terrible. So just count me as neutral.
we're rolling it. We're rolling it. Judy, you're the deciding factor, high or low.
Let's go with high.
I'm rolling your percentile. It's low. We're going balls to the wall. Terrible ending. As the Knuckleave accidentally kills itself from Thudman's amazing bola, you hear it crack and you hear it crunch and you see it fall limp and dead on the ground. Throughout the entire town, cacophony screams of pain and anguish resonate out high-pitched, all children just crying in terrible pain. And then all of a sudden you hear these wet, crunching, sloppy noises, and it goes on for like a minute, and then you're greeted by silence. As you all investigate, you realize that whatever was in this children causing them to act the way they did, when it died, something white, maggoty, slug-like creatures erupted from all of their chests.
Gross.
But whatever it was wasn't meant for existing outside of their hosts and died immediately on reaching the air. All of the children in town die. The creatures inside of them die. The Knuckleave is dead. There are 5 survivors, the 4 of you plus Old Man Fanger.
Damn. I guess we don't have to find a farm for the kids to live at, but that's still pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Who kept a track of corruption? Anyone get over 10?
I did.
I never did.
I
So
got 6.
once you hit 10, your corruption score resets, goes back to 0.
Mm-hmm.
And you gain a point of chaos. Those
Yep.
of you who have corruption but didn't get over 10, anyone have a 3 or higher? You move a step towards chaos on that track above the difficulty setting. If you didn't have 2, or if you have 1, 2, or 1 or 2, you move a step towards order. And that, my friends, is the end of The Kids Aren't All Right. What'd y'all
Kids
think?
Aren't all right.
That was awesome.
That was
I
a
want to hear. I want to hear the less
great event.
brutal setting now.
The less brutal ending is the Knuckleave dies, and the creatures inside the children all just die peacefully. And as dawn comes around, the children are all fine. They seem like they've come out of a deep fog or sleep, and they don't really remember what's happened over the last month. But you're able to lead them all to safety.
Oh, see, that's just not in keeping of Defenders of Code.
It's not.
You should never have to again. No.
But
And also for the one,
when we run this adventure at Gen Con, that's the ending that's gonna happen.
For a one session adventure, it had all the check boxes I wanted. It had investigation, it had action, it had drama, it had horror. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So a suggestion, Chuck, just to be in keeping with Defenders of Cobalt, only if one of the PCs adopt the whole town should you give the good ending, because the orphans gotta die.
That's fair. That is very Defenders. We tend to
I
kill.
did try to adopt the orphans.
You
To be
did.
fair, as Sots. That was great. I had a ton of fun. Fantastic.
yeah.
10 out of 10.
10
That
out.
was
All
fun.
right. Thank you very much. That means so much. That's fantastic, man. All right, let's wrap this up. We're an hour past our scheduled time.
I'll keep playing if you put more monsters to kill orphans in front of us.
I could, but there's no more monsters. You killed them all. Let's see here. John, what do you got happening? You said you run something?
Yeah, I run once a month. I run Savage Rifts over on another channel, and we've actually got our third session for that coming up this week on Thursday.
For everyone
Like,
curious, what is that channel?
That is Slices and Dices.
So twitch.tv/slices and dices. Everyone go check that out. Follow if you haven't already. I know I'm going to, so make sure you go check that out.
Absolutely.
Support John.
Yeah.
John, you were fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I had a great time.
I am moving you up a step in the Discord, so it'll be easier for you to see one shots that people run. So I hope we
You're no
can
longer an
definitely
NPC.
play again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of fun.
Sundance Kid, thank you for that sub. You
help.
gifted that to Sour Vixen, who is my wife. So thank you for making my wife sub to my channel again. Haha, suck it,
Against her
Ashley.
will.
Help people find that it's slices in dices, the letter in.
Yeah.
Is that you? Okay.
Slices
Yeah.
in dices. Very cool.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, once again,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us, John. It was a blast having you here.
Yeah.
Steven, what you got happening?
Well, tomorrow night, you might find me on twitch.tv/ThemeSteelMurder as I am playing some Shadowrun. I missed the last session, unfortunately, but I will definitely be in the next session as we go and, Scout has plenty of hijinks in store for our new member. You'll just have to tune in and find out.
And also, you play a lot of games with Jeff over there. I know you didn't
Yeah,
get to
but
play
he's been
One
out of town
Ring.
this weekend, so I'm kind of annoyed with him. I wanted to play One Ring today, but he really broke my heart. So
That's too
2
bad.
weeks from now, you might be able to catch in on some lollygaggers, but I'll be pretending to be offended until then.
I understand entirely. Let's see. Irene, people want to support you. How can they do that?
Yeah, so I've got my own Twitter, DM IreneDB, where you can follow me if you want to. But I've also got right now I'm running a Pride sale for the month of June
Nice.
on my itch.io. Not sale, it's an anti-sale. My bad.
I remember
so-
that. I remember reading that.
Yeah. So if you want to support me there, it's dmidb.itch.io. Everything is either 50% more expensive or on sale for the actual price at which I recommended to buy it at.
Nice.
What was the Twitch? If you don't mind slowing it down for me.
My bad. So dmidb.itch.io.
Irene, I would go buy everything at your anti-sell if I already hadn't bought everything you have.
I
And I
haven't
appreciate
bought it,
that.
but I'll go ahead and buy it.
Bert, what's happening?
Hey, yes, we'll play some Shadowrun tomorrow. Today now for me on twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder. As is usual, we're playing Shadowrun without the Shadowrun rules because we love Shadowrun, but we don't like Shadowrun. So yeah, we're using the champion/hero system from Champions Now in this. Otherwise, Tuesdays and Fridays are our other streaming days. Tuesday is first edition Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing through the Desert of Desolation series. Friday is BX Dungeons and Dragons as we are playing in Mystara, new story arc there. And yeah, if you want to support me in other ways, go to Drive-Thru RPG and buy all the stuff for Weird Frontiers, a horror western
That's it.
dungeon crawl classic games, because I get some stuff for that.
That is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. We run Weird Frontiers. Bert runs Weird Frontiers on our show Danger Strangers every other Saturday. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday over on twitch.tv/GoodmanGamesOfficial. And you can see all the awesome shit that Bert's worked on. It's a great game.
And not to make everything about me, but it is all about me. We'll be playing Shadowruns again tomorrow night, so come join us.
That is true over on Steam Steel Murder. What Defenders? You're on Defenders. You're watching Defenders. You took the first step. Hit that follow, subscribe, come back. So we got a weird week this week. Wednesday we're doing Quiet Year because in our Thunder Rift campaign, Jeff's character ate so many halflings that he ascended to godhood. So we're going to be running Quiet Year this week in the Thunder Rift campaign in character, because not only did he ascend to godhood, he took everyone else up with him. So these new gods are going to be playing the Quiet Year to reform the Thunder Rift in their image. So that way our next campaign in the Quiet Year, or in the Thunder Rift, will be entirely sculpted by these new gods. Thursday, and you can catch Irene over there on Thursday, we're also doing the Quiet Year because I'm going to be running a Over the Garden Wall inspired campaign called Through the Hedgerows. We're going to be using the, what did I say, Tales from the Loop system. But Thursday, we're going to start out doing a world building, kind of building up the hedgerows using the Quiet Year. So come by Wednesday for the Quiet Year for one setting. Come by Thursday for the Quiet Year for another setting. Friday, we're back 10 p.m. Central running Anvia, which is a system that Joe is making where I play Kozel, the marijuana plant who eats nothing but meat. It's a fantastic campaign to join in on because we're fucking nuts. It's just great. And like Bert said, next Saturday, 9 p.m. Central, we're doing Goodman Games Official for some Weird Frontiers. But also next Saturday, 1 p.m. Central, we're going to be doing Fallout 2D20. We got a lot of shit. Also follow us on YouTube. I don't fucking know. I'll put our links. I think that's there. Ashley made all our links. Also follow us on social media because my wife, Ashley, is the Defenders of Cobalt social media manager. So go interact with that
She'll
shit
only
there.
Curse at you a little bit.
What's that?
Just enough. She'll only curse at you a little bit, just enough to bring you back.
Exactly, yeah. So anyway, this, we've had a lot of fun here. Eventually, you'll get to buy this module through Grim and Perilous Studios. This is called The Kids Aren't All Right. And, if you're going to be at Gen Con this year, and if you signed up to play a Zweihander game, you signed up to play this adventure. So if we spoiled it for you tonight, please play dumb. But you're still going to have a fun time. It's going to be great. We've got a lot of good shit going on there at Gen Con. Anyway, until we see you next time, as I get our end screen ready, because it's not in alphabetical order. Yeah, I don't know. Until we see you next time, start fires, do drugs, and always kill horses the first time you see them, because those fuckers aren't trustworthy. Deuces.
What about the 15-year-old girls? Are they trustworthy?
They can be trustworthy, but fuck horses. All right, later, everyone.